Okay, the stream should be starting up relatively soon. Excuse me as I have to clear out my throat. I am going to be casting some more Age of Empires 4 today. And let me just give me a moment to update like the YouTube thumbnail and all that sort, make sure everything's good to go. Yep, YouTube thumbnail's now up to date. Let me update the Rumble description now. Now with the YouTube link, so that way people on Rumble can always find the same stream on YouTube or find my Twitch channel. Looks like those are going good. Please give me another moment so I can go ahead and check my other computer. Looks like it's good. Just have to double check. And oh yeah, I also do make sure I find the bring up the Age of Empires 4 leaderboards, and let's find somebody to cast replays of. Oh, here's a foreign name, so let's see if we can see any replays for this person. Using his sit in the match history, so no, not him. Let's try this person here. Maybe I should have tried looking up these people's replays before I started streaming. That would be my bad. My apologies. I really wish there's a better way to find replays in this game. Yep, that person. This is the only way I know how to find replays. Oh, there we go. We got some replays. Let's see, 10 minutes. Now let's go a little bit longer. 10 minutes. These are customs. Let's just find solo rank. Ooh, 42 minutes. This seems like a good idea. Due to a recent update, this replay is no longer available. Oh yeah, I can see. When was the update? Great. Don't tell me. I found. Let's see. Major update. Oh, there's an April update on the 4th, so I have to make sure I find any replay newer than the 4th. Okay. And this person does not have any newer replays than that. Let's see, I think it's rank right here, match history, and these all from the 6th. Global. I cannot look up any replays, any match history online. Match history. Here we go. Still nothing newer than 6th. Or not 6th, was it 4th or 6th? Either way. Yeah, there has to be a better way to find replays. Here we go. It says the person's like, okay, the person has a default profile, but according to this person has a 27 game streak, so this must be some sort of a Smurf account, I'm guessing. Oh, we got some replays here, so let's go ahead and get this one. I'm not gonna, hopefully it's good. Mullions. I'm not familiar with the Mullions bonuses are. So I'm going to be a little bit bad at this one. English, of course, has a campaign to go along with it. Before I get started, I need to disable my OBS preview to help recording-wise. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on our right side as the Cyan Mullions. We have Otaru 2407. Spawn as the English opposition. We have Galactodold. Galactodold. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Let's go and just fast forward a little bit because, of course, we've got the first early eco phase. We've got sheepies right there. And over here, we've got more sheep and lumber being collected. We do have these housing here, as well as a mine pit. Well, I guess one of the things in the Mullions is they deploy out mine and acid to generate gold. I'm not familiar with the Mullions exactly. Gold extraction rate of open mine pits is increased by 30% for each house or mining camp filled with an influence. Interesting. So it's passive and does get improved by nearby housing. So that gives a bit more of like a landing theme. We've got the Council Hall military landmark, which I believe is a longbowman landmark. Over here, we've got a early defensive landmark right here, trying to secure this, perhaps the gold and the secret site, as well as a relic. Looks like two scouts did find each other. Nope, they're speaking foreign at least. Stone being collected at a pretty good rate for blue right now. He's maybe eyeing something early. Got to his feudal age now. But he's collected a lot of gold. He must be eyeing something. No lumberyard just yet. And another town center. That's what's going on there. Another housing around this mine pit. He's going to try to clear out the forest around it to get some more housing around. We also got a good amount of housing around this mine pit immediately as well. Also, and that's another reason why he probably went for this defensive landmark, just to protect these housing. Oh, I just realized something. Mongols must love fighting against these players, so they have housing around these mining pits all across the map. It looks like got a bit of aggression here. Got some early warrior scouts. And I saw some arrows. I probably was just the town center, however. I can assume the Mongols would love fighting against the Mullions. Get a lot of raiding, and actual get raiding done. Got one military member to 3 military members. It looks like it's still the scout versus these 3 warrior scouts. Warrior scouts are making their advance. They're going to throw some torches in this house. Looks like they do some decent damage there. I don't see any more military units whatsoever from either player. Do got some military units over here. There's got the Fambia garrison going on up for Cyan. You got the barracks, regular barracks for blue. There's the Age Up military landmark. I don't know what that provides. And now we do got the white tower being pulled on out. That's pretty close to each other. I wonder if either player goes for a springboard or gets in range of each other. Does throw some arrows there from town center. He does get in and out that town center right there. Of course, we got the mill here. The English has a bonus with the mills, increase the harvest rate by age. So farming is a bit more effective for the English. And now we do have the white tower deployed now, immediately throwing arrows onto the house. That will eventually do some economic damage there. Now looks like it's actually mining the mining pit. Am I mistaken, or does the mine pit? It has to generate some passive income here, because this was not being touched at the moment. Yep. So he's going aggressive mining in the front air line and keeping this back line gold mine safe and protected. Down south there's another gold mine here, and there is a one right here and up here. This map's relatively symmetrical. You got 2 mining camps on the flank, but both players gonna go for the higher yield central one because that's 8,000 gold, and this looks like, yeah, 4,000 gold. So both sides gonna secure their mining forward mine. Though mostly just Cyan at the moment. He's trying to quickly claim it so he can abandon the center, if that makes any sort of sense. Let's give them an opportunity to abandon the center. Both players have Castle Age, still no additional military moves. We do now have a monk on the build queue. I can try to grab this relic and maybe the sacred site, but the sacred site should be protected. The relic should not be protected. We always try throwing, get some more longbowmen or crossbowmen, throw them inside the garrison for more arrows. The house is now on fire. Also, I've got the 3 warrior scouts advancing forward. Veteran warrior scouts. It's not the sacred sites trying to be captured right there. Down south, we got the warrior scouts advancing forward and does find the villager right there and will potentially stab her. Apparently 3 warrior scouts can 2-shot a villager. That's actually a good number to keep in mind of. And now we got a monk here with trying to go for a monastery now. You could try a conversion there, but likely will get overran. One relic is in, but the monastery itself is under siege. He's need to get out some defense. We do got looks like a pair of knights somewhere. There's at least one knight, one scout, monk, and some hardened spearmen. Looks like got more and more spearmen trying to make their way to protect this monastery. And it looks like one of the spearmen did go down right there, rolling on the ground in pain. But we do now have some javelins. Those spearmen do go down to the javelins and to the not knights of warrior scouts. We do also have some of these monks being taken out by blue by these knights. We have some more spearmen advancing forward, and they're hitting the javelin throwers. One of the javelin, 2... Nope, only one of the javelin throwers go down. There are 2 relics inside this monastery as well, but not a lot of defense or response being produced. The monastery is now on fire, and the villagers are just trying to collect some more gold and resources. Does take out that monastery. The relics, of course, have been ejected. We do have more javelin throws advancing forward, and now have a counterweight trebuchet deployed on the field. White Tower is now trying to get some repairs. And Cyan's still making some good advances into Blue's base. Blue is not producing a whole lot, just building some more spearmen, which of course are nice, but they can only do so much. Now the house goes down, and the javelin throwers will find some of these villagers now. Right now, Blue does have a superior number of villagers, 66 to 45. Blue has a mixed force advancing forward now. No longbowmen either. He's playing English and no longbowmen? This is heresy. Large number of veteran warrior scouts now deployed now. More reinforcing javelin troops. Does have a decent army. Knights are, of course, heavy cav. And warrior scouts are, of course, a light cav. Light range infantry. Are javelin throwers, are they comes with ranged armor, anti-range specialists, increased weapon range? That may be one reason why he's not going for those what's it called? Longbowmen, since these are anti-range specialists. I'm trying to pull up the stats on them, or I just need to highlight, don't I? Here we go. They do plus 8 versus range, so they do 19 versus range. Okay, that's why he's not going for longbowmen. has a decent range, attack speed, armor, has 6 range armor as well. Alright, so he's trying to not be countered by the already deployed out counter field. That makes a bit more sense. Another monster, of course, has been built. The relics have not been claimed. He's trying to go for a monk. He's got these force over here. Has good number of knights. Warrior scouts are anti-scout, anti-siege. But so far the heavy knights are not countered by anything but except by these fresh veteran Donzo, which are a anti-cavalry specialist with spears. So now his opponent has a bit more room to work and counter Blue's force because he was being a little bit too timid thanks to these nearby these Donzo. Another monastery does in fact go down, of course. This castle is under siege by the trebuchet. He's so far not deployed out any sort of count. He's not been producing enough military, simply put. He can mix in some longbowmen right now if he have long enough range support and hit these Donzo. Donzo do only have 2 ranged armor, so a handful of longbowmen would not hurt. And now the White Tower is on fire. He has backed off that region, going for another monastery. And that's going to try to repair the White Castle now. We do have a mining camp going up here for the stone. We do got some spring golds from both sides, but Cyan has a superior number of spring golds. Overall, Cyan just doing a great job in taking control of the game. Got a line of palisade walls going up. Is my ruffle stream going? Yeah, she said my preview on my other screen always have a bit of trouble. That's why my other computer going. Oh, that villager ate a bunch of javelins. Wait, can the Donzos switch between javelins and will periodically throw javelins to nearby targets? So it's a hybrid infantry unit. Oh, that unit is quite interesting. So it has a free javelin throw also often, which can give it some good alpha damage. So that's the actual javelin throw as well. The White Tower is almost fully repaired now. Kind of way trebuchets, now there's 2 of them. Got the spring golds firing forward. We do have some crossbowmen. Javelin throwers are light infantry, the Donzos are light infantry, so it doesn't really need crossbows for damage. Longbow should just work fine. Javelins are making their way forward, gets a good hit there onto these crossbowmen. I see a lot of overkill on those crossbowmen. Does throw some javelins into one of the villagers as well. Knights will find a way forward. Was unable to close the distance there onto those javelins. Spring Guard's now firing away against the Coal Outpost. Trader and trade ships that pass by the toll outpost instantly provide a resource based on the amount carried. Huh. Another White Tower almost going down again. More villagers going down. Still only a handful of knights. And Blue's not building any more military force anymore. Nor is Cyan. The White Tower almost went down right there. It's trying to fire away. Does not have a spring gold upgrade to engage the spring golds. And I think Blue just ran out of stone there. Or he had a bit of stone there, but trying to collect some more stone now. Sign some advance of order of his forces. some mangonels wouldn't be half bad for blue. I think that's what he should be getting out, some mangonels. There's a lot of tight group infantry units. You also now have some veteran archers, light ranged.
Something to Shetan. And a fresh
We got 4 counterweight trebuchets and looks like 5 spring golds. A lot of siege there, so mangonels are probably really not an option. We do now have the sacred site being captured. There's only 1 sacred site on this map. This is more or less a King of the Hill map as well. And one person just needs to lock that area down and win the game. Mining camp has been fully cleaned up. We do have now the massive engagement here. Spears are gauging each other. Warrior scouts trying to go for flank, but does find some spears there. Got a large number of archers for Cyan. Looks like it's all better for Cyan. He's not currently firing off with his spring golds help out. Blue does have a single monk here for repairs, and some spring golds do fire some arrows bolts into those warrior scouts. Looks like blue is going to come out slightly ahead over Cyan. Spring golds now starting to fire. Overkilled 1 of the crossbowmen. And looks like blue will eke out ahead. Does so has 1 knight in the mix. Does go down now. And looks like blue's going to be backing on off. The overall blue won, but it was not a great victory. Cyan does have a larger military than his opponent, but has more or a smaller military, but does have a larger value in it. We also got some battery rams being poured out, made to draw some fire. Got a good number of spearmen, veteran crossbowmen. Sacred Sites only needs to be hold for another 9 more minutes. That's still plenty of time for either players to win the game. And now we've got the counter trebuchets now hitting down this keep. As you can always repair up the white tower as well, but we do have a keep over here. Battery rams can engage those keeps. Keep has now set the blaze. He did not get the castle network research. Mining camp down, but of course it's a minor loss. And that's the mills next. I'm not sure why there's a mill there, but either way the mill does go down. Blue's just maybe eyeing for some research. Armor clad gets increased range and melee armor of mana arms by 2. So maybe just trying to engage with heavy armor against the archers. Does he got 1 of the battery rams there? The battery ram does draw some fire, but needs to start hitting the castle now. Spring golds engaging Cyan spring gold. Both sides lost a spring gold. Blue just lost 2 of his spring golds. And we do have Blue's infantry now pushing way forward. It does have some mana arms. I don't know if they're actually upgraded whatsoever. By the way, Spearmen are gaining some goodness there onto these warrior scouts. Archers still firing away. We got some melee damage. And it looks like Cyan's force is being cleaned up. He's not really microing his archers away from his force. He may just want to throw some these archers inside that tower. Notice as well, does it have some sort of poison effect in some of these units? It may have some sort of poisoned arrow. Actually, there looks like some sort of extra effect there. Poisoned arrow deals initial 3 damage over 6 seconds. Was it 3 damage per second for 6 seconds? We got some veteran Mustafa warrior. I'm not sure what those guys do. They're anti-heavy, so they're specialized versus the mana arms. But you got a good number of crossbows here. And it looks like now the villagers going to come forward trying to get rid of these battery rams. We got the counterweight trebuchets going forward. Sacred Site has now been decaptured. And And more of these Mustafa warriors are they support. Mustafadi. Probably still butchering it. The castle's now on fire. He does have some villagers nearby for repairs, but it looks like he will be able to get the castle destroyed. The castle just goes down there, or the keep, I should say. More men-at-arms advancing forward. He does, of course, have counter support now. The crossbowmen are drawing quite a bit of fire away from those men-at-arms. Blue's now going for this gold camp, trying to get all that gold. His one already claimed all that gold, so he didn't have to worry about it all too much. It looks like Blue is starting to eke out ahead in these engagements. He does have quite a bit of force now pushing his way forward. He has now some spearmen there as well. He's going to build up the keep. He could try to get the white tower to redeploy as well. And now here comes the battering rams. Veteran Mustafa trying to gauge this battering ram. It does take out that horseman as well. Actually, type horseman those. I don't think those are warrior scouts. More villagers coming forward with torches trying to deal with these rams. He has less villagers than his opponent. Second side is now being captured by Blue with his very, very wounded monk. We got another counterweight trebuchet right here. And trying to deal with this castle now. He's being upgraded with spring ball defense. More of these towns are going down. More reinforcing infantry needs to get pushed way forward. I think the monk may have been killed off there. Because I don't see the monk anymore. Maybe moved out of the circle. Looks like these horsemen are called Veteran Sofa. They are, it looks like infantry. Man-armed swordsmen and spearmen are making their way forward. These people there on these archers overrunning them. Sion's losing a lot of force, and he's taking time to regroup behind this back line, but these military boats he has is over here. He may lose some of these cattle ranches. And it looks like that's the end of the replay. It looks like Sion has backed out the game. This is Anagrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Not a bad game. A little bit of a tug of war in the middle. Not start. Let's see now. Let's find another person. Let's see. I could try going for another replay for his. Let's go on to another person. Here we go. We do have some recent games. One from a couple days ago. Let's see now. 18 minutes, maybe. Here's a 48-minute one. That's a yes. And the English versus the French. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the top side as the magenta pink. No, this is magenta English. We have Zawardo spawn as the pink French. We have the oh my gods. Looks like both sides, of course, collecting some fishes, other resources. Got a lot of fishies in the middle of the map. We do have a secret site here and here. There's only 2 secret sites on this map. We do also have the trade post with some good opportunity for long-distance trading. And this creek line is very easy to defend a long-distance trading. You can put it way in the corner and then make a long distance trade, and all you need to do is protect this central crossing point. Looks like both players finds a whole bunch of sheep. So we do got some relics all across the map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like more in favor of purple or magenta. And it's like the sheep are going to be walking all the way home. Looks like magenta is going for some early walls. Want to be a little bit defensive. I don't blame him. Now we can also have some fishing boats as well. Looks like trying to increase his what's this called? His collection rate by taking some of his wood, investing into fishing boats to basically increase his villager count without actually getting second town center. We've got a council hall here that I believe is the longbow landmark. Over here we do have the Chamber of Commerce, an economic one. Pink has not really deployed out any sort of walls, but he is going to deploy out some knights, so let's see what he's going to do with these knights. Over here we do of course have an outpost going up. Does take out, was that a wolf? An exotic doggy does go down. This outpost here could provide some good coverage and deny the fishing ships. We've got of course a handful of royal knights, both players at tier 2 or at age 2. It does look like Pink is going for the King's Palace right now, so he's getting his own age 3 up and going. Now it's like a handful of French archers are advancing forward. So it looks like he's getting healed up by these fish ships are being healed up by this nearby dock. Royal Knights start sieging down this palisade gate. The Gentl's going to respond with some more walls. We got an outpost here. He does go in a villager, as well as now his archers engage the now war galley. War galley does receive a bit of fire there, but will avoid any additional fire. And it's just going to go ahead and get an upgrade of arrow slits now. Oh, he looks like he's going for another outpost right now. Magenta's now sort of turtling up inside his own town, which can be both good and bad. Good for defense, bad for field control. And since Pink knows his opponent's turtling up, he's taking time to get out some trade caravans. Trade caravans currently load up with 38 gold, not bad. These fishing ships, they may be running low on fish as well.
What needeth being done?
And let's just sort of slow down a little bit. Of course, got age 3 for Magenta. Let's see, King's Palace gives access to scouts, more villagers. Is that it? Not familiar with what this landmark does, but it looks like just some sort of advanced town center, which can also go for Imperial. Notice that it can go for Imperial Age. Let's take out the fishing ship there. Very nice. You must be able to build villagers really quickly from the town center. 20 seconds. Still just 20 seconds. So I'm not sure what advantage the King's Palace has over our regular town center. If I just realized something as well, I need to make sure Rumble is up so I can see any sort of chats. I've got another fishing dock there to avoid those towers. Looks like some doggies find some knights. Those are purple knights are going down south to engage these trade caravans. Does get a trade caravan down. While we do have pink advancing, chasing down some of other purple knights. So this is going to be falling back, trying to save some of his caravans. He can't be losing these caravans. And now to have a handful of royal knights advancing forward. They have 194 armor versus 230 of the regular knights. Since he's at H3, he's able to get out some upgrades for these knights. I don't think Pink has gone his another landmark up yet. He has gone another town center, but still in H2. So Purple's maintaining a bit of a tech advantage for quite some time. He does have more villagers and more military out and losing costs. It looks like some of these knights are being found and focused down. We do also now have some crossbowmen being deployed on out. Crossbowmen, of course, are anti-heavy units. And these knights are still being chased down. These royal knights are falling on back. There's going to be getting more and more knights deployed out, and the crossbowmen support. There's going to be a lot of work against these forces.
Crossbowers, stir yourself.
Got a big engagement here, having the reinforcing knights come on in as well. Get some good damage there. Some of Purple's knights do go down. Pink just has more knights in this region. The crossbowmen didn't get into combat as well. Crossbowmen may need to stand there and fight. Two of Pink's archers are advancing forward, and the third one's joining the mix. We do have 3 reinforcing purple crossbowmen. But right now, and now these crossbowmen can be overrun by these knights. This is going to be a massive engagement for Pink. Able to just get a good engagement there. Grumpy group of crossbowmen does pick off some of these knights as well. Overkill on that one. Sounds like a monk somewhere. Not getting these shots off, doing a bit of a bad job of stutter stepping right there. Let's get some rounds onto that scout there. Now a couple more of these crossbowmen are going on down. But Pink will win this engagement given enough time. Some of Pink's archers advancing forward. They're relatively low damage, 5 damage plus 5 damage to light to melee, but they're fighting against no light melee. Nice trying to run away. Those do got health regen upgrade for the Royal Knights now. So these Knights can get themselves recovered in between these fights, so they're very good for hit and run right now. We do now have an outpost being pulled out by Pink here. This one tower looks like has been cleaned up by this galley. Looks like he did lose a Royal Knight there, or maybe it was a villager. Another villager does go down. And there goes some of those forces are getting cleaned on up. This Royal Knight should be recovered his health, no problem. And do have a couple of these knights still patrolling around. We got a good number of these heavy crossbowmen. Yep, their damage just straight up to heavy, not necessarily heavy infantry or heavy cavalry, just anything heavy.
Killed. Crossbow on their way up.
Okay, now. Oh no. Oh! Grab himself some Royal Knights and some villagers there. So overall, great conversion there by Purple. Getting those villagers right there is also quite nice as well. It's like, villagers for me to build a forward outpost now. It is all these walls going on up or down. And well, soon he'll make sure they go down as well. Got a lumber, or not a lumber mill, just a mill here to help collect the fish. And Purple is deploying out more and more forces, this time with some spearmen, because he'll be effective versus cavalry. Got a large number of veteran Royal Knights now. He does find his opponent's Knights and a couple of Royal Knights in this mix as well. There's the Royal Knights. Of course, there are regular Knights, not Royal Knights. A couple crossbowmen deploy out by Pink as well, so he can help engage these Knights. And it looks like these Knights going to advance forward, trying to overrun these crossbowmen. Getting some great alpha damage there. Archers and crossbowmen advancing to support his Royal Knights. Royal Knights are still charging forward. We have some spearmen now coming in the mix as well. That should be very effective. But they're actually getting a general move order forward. They must have been rallied there and they're being picked off. I don't think they got a single point damage there. Pete's going for some archer. And this outpost does, of course, give units increased attack speed, which also does apply to melee units as well. So that is the primary purpose of that outpost for that aura. Fishing ships looks like making their way across that little reversible land in order to get some more fishies. And Purple has secured himself a foothead here. Royal Knights getting some nice health regen. We also have this outpost here, and the villagers get overrun. Only one villager remains, managed to get inside that outpost, and soon he will be ejected. Well, Pink does manage to get some more of these stone walls up, but not a full wall off. Though, up there, probably not really important. The low ground's right now important. I suppose if he would have walled up the low ground, the high ground would have been the next point of contention.
Bonne besogne de fait.
So it's going to take time to clean up this outpost here. And now the outpost will, of course, go down. It's not upgraded, so not, can't even defend itself. It's a harmless wooden building that probably has nobody inside of it. Just walk through the front door and claim it for yourself. Unless there is somebody in there, he's supposed to cower in the corner and probably have the door locked. So the only way you can flush him out is by burning the whole structure down. Big wave of villagers makes forward, probably to help build these stone walls. We have one villager on the low ground building some palisade walls. So both sides want to make sure nobody advances to the left flank of the map. Pink has been streaming a lot of reinforcements to this gate here, so... or Magenta, but Pink could try setting up some way to deny the reinforcements or perhaps intercept and cut them off. There's a lot of camouflageable cover here, so you could perhaps do some ambush tactics with cavalry or archers. Oh, even melee infantry wouldn't hurt. I think we'll go ahead and take some time and break down that wooden wall. Palisade wall has been cleaned up. That is a massive wave of knights. Looks like 19. And maybe I need to engage these forces over here. We have a bit of a reserve of forces, a levy, really, of crossbowmen and pikemen. And that force should be quickly overwhelmed, but we do got the rest of Magenta's force advancing forward. Trying to draw some fire over here. His knights are trying to close the distance. They are just regular knights as opposed to veteran royal knights. And the veteran Royal Knights will go in back on off. Over here, looks like purple will take time to build up some more walls, and this could keep these forces in. If he needs to get some of these walls he was actually started building, so he can completely trap his opponent's force. It looks like Pink stopped that knight there for a specific reason. He knew that he was going to get blocked in there, and now there's an avenue of escape and or entry. But right now his own knight is blocking the entry and escape part right now. But right now the crossbowmen getting some great damage there onto the pikemen. But now we have the crossbowman's opponent engaging that one Royal Knight there. Crossbowmen engaging each other now. Critics there onto the Royal Knights from the Spearmen. And right now the Royal Knights are dancing around, which is not good. You may want to take the opportunity to withdraw those knights through that breach. But it's going to take time to overrun those crossbows. Crossbows are now engaging each other. Or no, the Spearmen and crossbow. Knights trying to hold the line for the crossbow. Up north we do have, looks like the Knights still trying to overrun those crossbowmen. More of Pink's Knights are advancing forward. This could have gone so much more different if he would have actually got that wall started to build. If he would have got that started build, that would trap him on the wrong side of that wall, which could have been killed off all those Royal Knights with very little losses. Now these fishing boats are starting going down, denying the English key ingredient for the fish and chips, delivered by the fish and chips. You now have a Karak down the battlefield, firing some volley of cannon fire. We also have, looks like, some Pink workshops trying to be pulled out, but looks like it's going to be unsuccessful. Up here, we do have these villagers getting overran by the Pink cavalry. Crossbowmen have been upgraded to elite crossbowmen for most of the time. Magenta has gone to its 4th age. Pink's only on the 3rd age. And I'm still trying to overrun those villagers. We got some Spearmen as those crossbowmen mix as well. Looks like all Magenta's force is getting overrun. Does quickly deploy out a mining camp there to deliver off all that gold. But he has plenty of gold, honestly. Another Karak has been widen out, going for some shore bombardment to support his forces. Very, very nice. Gets some great damage in. Getting some great damage there as well. These Karaks was a good idea. This Karak is on fire, but does not receive any damage over time, unlike structures. Some of the Royal Knights are going down. We're seeing some more attrition from the Karaks. Now the Karaks can advance forward, but there is a bridge there, so they don't go so much. Though this can't deny his opponent from advancing through this breach anymore. Pink's force is trying to withdraw, but there is a full set of walls over there. But there is a gate which Pink can break down to escape. Looks like he's not escaping, however. Sometimes we back into corner, attack. Crossbowmen, Spearmen are getting some hits in. All the Royal Knights down, but Magenta's force is getting whittled away. Pink only has the Arbaletier upgraded now, which does make it into a unique unit. Let's see. What's unique about the Arbaletier? It has a defensive passive shield. Best used when supported by others. So let's see. Gets. Was it 2 range? I need to take a better look and see what those Arbaletiers actually provide. Here we go. Deploy passive. Gain additional 5 range armor. So it's a sort of like the pallets of the palings of the longbowmen. One's anti-archer, one's anti-cavalry. Looks like these towers have been upgraded with spring golds, hitting some of these magenta villagers, and these are Pink forces. So Pink has snuck in some infrastructure here of just mostly siege workshops. He was trying to go for now that's a purple keep there. So purple's going to take time to clean up these magenta buildings. those spring balls do go down. You have now keeping employed out by Magenta. Pink still has a force here, and escape is still possible of being sieged down. You got one of these gates being wall segments being destroyed out by these battering rams, and that could give a good hard point for purple or for pink to garrison out this wall, since you can traverse the slopes here with your infantry. Now we've got some longbowmen. We can upgrade the volley ability right there, as well as the tailings upgrade. Castle or keep does go down right there. He does have nearby outposts for the aura benefits as well. He may have the upgrade. I'm not sure. It says only 15%. Does get inside of that keeper right there. He didn't place out the tailings there to defend himself from these cavalry. The Carracks are now finding some broadsides to support his forces. Pink is going to go swing around a wide. He does spot some of these trade caravans, which you can take out. Vanram does go down there. Pink's advancing forward with some crossbowmen, or falling back with some crossbowmen. He could, like I said before, get on top of a wall segment. Pink's getting some much needed health regen on these Royal Knights. Does find a caravan. A dead one now. The Spearman has been upgraded. Mining camp will be killed off. There's plenty of gold and stone in this region from the plain. Now we do have these spearmen now being overran by these knights. More and more of these spearmen advancing forward, getting some great work done. But of course, the knights, Oral Knights, are a very, very powerful unit. Spearmen sort of bringing on in one at a time. He needs to group them up a little bit. He just needs more of them. Let's see, Magenta's income is a little bit low on food. Spearmen are going to try to pursue these forces. These knights have received quite a bit of fire. That's why he's falling back with them at the moment. He's trying to fall back to get some health regen. Do you see now the health regen being activated? These elite man-at-arms now taking out this siege infrastructure, so he does have elite man-at-arm upgrades as well. And now it looks like Pink's going to try to deny the trade by a keep with a keep. Over here, looks like got a Carrack now deployed up by purple. Wait, on this side of the water at least. And also upgrade the naval arrow slits. We've got the red palace here as well, being upgraded with the cannon emplacement. So that's a relatively rare upgrade. And looks like this wall has been mostly repaired up, but not entirely. I think we'll get a town's or keep right here. There's still plenty of gold for purple to use over here. At least 7,000 gold. And purple's Carrax does go down right there. Another Carrax has been deployed on out. It looks like purple will, or pink will be backing on off. Getting some much needed health regen for his knights. Keep has been fully built. You have some other buildings being deployed on outposts. He could perhaps deploy out some other infrastructure. There's some infrastructure stable. Cancels the outpost. And going for more and more stables now. The keeps do provide an influence. Archery range and stables within the influence can have unit cost reduced by 25%, which is actually quite significant. It's a French bonus. And now he can start deploying out an army there. He may stand for something to engage at least spearmen at range. Honestly, hand cannoneers probably wouldn't be half bad if it goes for that research. Large number of batteries being pulled him out. He's trying to go for some more knights. Does not have the horseman upgrade. And some of these caravans are going down. Villagers trying to engage in melee to stop these battering rams. Doing some good damage with the villagers, that's for sure. I do have a handful of elite Royal Knights now being pulled on out. As well as another keep here. That is a purple keep, however, not a pink keep. Purple's forces advancing forward. His battery rams are almost down, but do have a good number of infantry units here, which should be able to defeat these villagers no problem. The castle's now under fire now, and he's taking out all the villagers as well, so give enough time, it will burn to death. Over here, Pink will exploit that hole there and engage, and will make a breach through. There's a large number of knights deployed out by the French. They want to get some palings out. Do have some hand cannoneers now deployed out by the English. Just have extra, just high damage, 35 damage outright. And there's a spider now coming in front of my face. Sorry about that. There was a spider that crawling, literally making its way down in front of my face. Let's say that's a bit distracting. We now have a siege cannon deployed out by Pink. A longbow ball is nice. Magenta does have good forces. You could throw his archers inside the castle protected. You could blow down some palings as well. Hand cannoneers are advancing forward. And some of the Royal Knights are being picked on off. We'll find these villagers. Purple only has 94 villagers, but Pink has 152, so we got a great economy for Pink as a good reserve of resources. You got looks like a slit trench, but after all, there's a big line of walls being put out by Purple trying to stop these Royal Knights from advancing any farther forward. That's a big line of walls. He's using almost every single villager to stop them, trying to secure this gold and stone there. Pink's advancing forward with his forces. You got some more hand cannoneers here. You could try to gain wall segment. What I like to do is get a wall segment, go back a little bit, then put the gate back there to get the units on top of the wall safely without deploying the gate. Because gates are a vulnerability. They can be raided down by any unit. While walls can be taken down by siege. Looks like the Royal Knights have been moved away. That breach has been cleaned on up. This breach is now very much open. Cannon cannon it's now being pelted by these long bowmen. And the Magnus finds a massive volley there. The cannon does get repaired up by the villagers at the last moment. Very, very good. And there goes the rest of those forces on the ground. Magnus, of course, very good for infantry. And any tight cluster formation. Now we do have a gate here, as well as a handful of counterweight trebuchets. Keep us firing some volleys onto these slowly putting away the elite Royal Knights. We do have some elite man-at-arms. Originally, elite man-at-arms, of course, are just a heavy melee infantry. They don't get anything special. They do have a good amount of melee armor. But the Royal Knights, of course, I believe they are... Yeah, the lances do extra damage. They do have good alpha damage. Hand cannoneers do fire a pretty good volley there, and the Knights ripping them apart. You have to be careful of the Magnus. Magnus are ripping apart the ground infantry. Royal Knights are advancing forward, overrun these forces. Looks like the hand cannoneers being overrun now as well. Some of these Royal Knights are going down. Does get a nice volley there. Starter stepping away. And there you go. Now the Royal Knights are facing a firing squad. But now do have... Okay, they're just cleaning up some wall segments there with the cannons. Magnus advancing forward. Critics there onto that tower. You have, looks like the spearmen do see a bit of volley there. They do get the crouch off. The crouching does a little bit extra damage there. Spear roll, 11 damage. Plus 33% cavalry. Does a little bit extra damage for the cavalry. The regular melee hits are not bad for the cavalry as well. Relatively similar, actually. Critics there. Cannons do throw some rounds onto the hand cannoneers. That's good. These spearmen advancing forward, trying to deal with these Royal Knights. Spearmen just charging forward. There's just too many Magnus to support the hand cannons. Not hand cannons, but cannon cannons. do also now have some elite man arms being pushed forward. Got the hand cannoneers, see quite a bit of fire there. Counter trebuchets eyeing for a counter barrage onto the cannons. They do get some damage there. We also have some of the armoriers and getting some good hits onto its force as well. Rebel horsemen advance forward. They're trying to overrun these mangonels. Those get one of the mangonels. Cannons now seems to fire there. Got some more cannoneers pushing on their way forward. It looks like these cannons are now sieging down the castle itself. Get some great damage there. The castle, the keep does go down. Horsemen are trying to overrun the siege weapons. Hand cannoneers for support. Does have some men-arms in the mix of it as well. The men-arms are not exactly suited this fight. Horsemen didn't get the overrun the mangonels. And now the mangonels are sitting on up. Actually get some great volleys on these infantry units, but only focus on single man-arms there. Horsemen do overrun one of the cannons. Cannons are incredibly expensive. The mangonels do get a good volley there on the horsemen, but the horsemen do manage to take out another cannon. And these horsemen are unupgraded. Trying to repair out that cannon quite a bit, doing a good job of keeping that cannon alive there if that repairs. But now we've got more of these spearmen and hand cannoneers advancing forward. One cannon's up and one. You may just want to run away with a cannon. That's an expensive unit. It's worth abandoning everything else in order to get that cannon back home. Pink has lost a large number of units, large number of villagers, down a large number of military units as well. He's just getting overran, and now he will lose his cannon as well as the rest of this force. He needs to take time and regroup and reinforce. Magenta has a lot of force here. He could try to press his advantage. He's just trying to clean up some of this infrastructure that's left over. Counter trebuchets are, of course, good versus structures, but that's about it. Outpost does go down there. We do have the stock now receiving some fire from a single crossbowman. And it looks like Pink will ban this on that infrastructure he's trying to build. Trying to clean up some of these docks. There's no more care axes. We do have a handful of magenta force pushing way forward. Streaming a couple units here and there like this can be oh so annoying. If you overwhelm your opponent with a bunch of tiny raiding groups, it can get quite frustrating and just fluster your opponent like that. Basically, be like an AI, attack from every single direction. Not every single direction, but be at every single location attacking your opponent. Oh, that's interesting here. You built a lot of markers here to get out some caravans in order to reduce the initial pickup time. Very, very nice. It's like some local force may get intercepted by these elite royal knights. The Red Palace is still firing away. It is quite wounded. Getting repaired up now. And looks like these royal knights will overrun those forces in general move order. The cannon placement of the Red Palace, of course, allows them to engage those stone walls. Does take out that stone wall. That's actually was supposed to be a gate. They actually sheared off that side. No, that's the debris sort of lingering around right there. That's definitely traversable by infantry now. This side is also traversable by infantry. The Red Palace let's go down to the trebuchets. These trebuchets will be overrun by these knights, no problem. And most of these villagers will be taken out by the crossbowmen. Purple's losing a handful of villagers now. And let's get some damage there onto these elite royal knights. Elite royal knights are streaming on the way forward, trying to find an opening there. The only opening is through that gate. I don't think you can get past right there. Over here, we got quite a bit of hand cannoneers, spearmen, man-at-arms engaging these Royal Knights once more. He's just going straight Master Royal Knights, which may be good and bad. He does have plenty of gold income from the trade caravans to support them. I think though his opponent's just able to counter them at this point in time. It will bring out some spearmen as well as hand cannoneers. A mix of them are very good with these Royal Knights I've been seeing. The hand cannoneers are just generally AP everything. The spearmen, of course, very good versus Royal Knights. Not a lot of gold remaining for purple, though he still has about 5,000 gold, which is quite a bit. In fact, purple has good gold reserve in the first place. Making his way forward, does rebuild the Red Palace there. Trying to go for some outposts in this region, of course, given the network tower defense, castle defense, and now he does have the network castles upgrade. Spearmen is now engaging forward, got a handful of hand cannoneers, longbowmen, and crossbowmen in this mix. But it looks like it's going to go in favor of pink. Royal Knights, of course, very heavy. They take a long time to deal with. He has reinforcements now streaming right next to him. His flanking force are reinforcements. And it looks like this Maginot will be overrun by purple villagers. Okay. And somehow this purple villagers right here does get some reinforcements here. He could throw some of these longbowmen, hand cannoneers, and all that stuff on top of that tower, on top of those walls. The red castle does have a range of, let's see. I don't see its range. Anyways, get some good damage there. These longbowmen could get onto the castle wall, on top of the walls segments themselves if they're possibly on fire. They also use palings as well. Now, of course, will in fact go down. And as for we'll clean up that lumber mill. We do also have a monster up here deployed up by pink. Neither player has deployed captured a single sacred site. He could have gone for the sacred sites with his advancing forward to potentially get a game-winning condition during his attack. Magenta, he has a pretty sizable force here, but the hand cannoneers will get caught out and go down. Still now has some veteran horsemen to go and score his forces at least. It keeps advancing more and more forward with these forces. The trade caravans are providing enough gold for throughout the entirety of the game, though Ink right now only has a small reserve of gold. Let's get up the wall segment once again. The red palace could be upgraded to boiling oil, which could be very handy. A4 is trying to make the withdrawal now. Monster is still under fire. And we also have a couple of outposts here for the castle network, and now some elite knights coming forward to engage the Royal Knights. Royal Knights do, of course, have a bit more health, and I think their damage is relatively similar as well. Can't really tell the exact comparison between the two at the moment, but I think the Royal Knights are just generally a little bit better, plus have a bit more technology since they're, of course, a unique unit. Of course, the longbowmen are engaging away at range. They do have excellent range to engage these forces. Advance forward. Dukehar's got the cannon of the Red Palace. He provides some constant good fire support for pink in that region. Purple could try upgrading these castles, even just doing some arrow slits. Just some extra damage never hurts. Pink has a good number of Arbaletiers in this region, but his Royal Knights and reinforcements getting caught up on the Arbaletiers. They can't get past them. Royal Knights are slowly picking off these regular knights. now we've got the cannons now engaging these outposts now. Royal Knights are a little bit wounded. He could pull them back, get them some health regen. And right now, there's quite a bit of resources stockpiled up for Pink. Purple doesn't have a whole lot of resources stockpiled. Those has plenty of gold and food, so maybe need to get out some more Cannoneers and other gold-based units for some Knights. Right now, he's just running a bit low on wood. Those are the counter units, mostly, and cheap units. Ooh, those Mangonel shots were quite accurate there. Royal Knights advancing forward. A couple of them are very, very wounded. We do have counter retribution to go for some siege, counter siege. Royal Knights advancing forward trying to deal with the hand cannons. And the hand cannon, or the regular cannon does go down. The trebuchet does go down as well. Advancing forward with some more forces. Royal Knights are able to engage these Knights in a 3v1 combat generally. Horsemen is trying to forward, maybe try and deal with some of the cannons and Mangonels. Good hit there onto these infantry forces. And these Royal Knights are being picked apart now by the crossbowmen. Great hit right there. Great damage right there. More damage onto these crossbowmen. And Purple has actually backed out of the game right there. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching and on to the next replay. That was a pretty good replay. Not restart. Let's go ahead and take a look at another player. This name may be a bit too common. Let's see, the one I'm looking for, maybe it's this one here? Maybe not. It's hard for me to tell. Let's see now. Only the one, good. History, there we go, got some history here and some recent games. This one is 24 minutes, so that's a maybe. 20 seconds, that's a definitely no. 11 or 12 minutes. 10 minutes. 15 minutes, so still looks like the top one's the best. 18 minutes. 18 minutes. 18 minutes. 15 minutes. 14 minutes. And those are 2v2s. I'm not going to cover 2v2s for the time being. Maybe 18 minutes. Yep, those are the top one here. I saw a couple other good ones. These two are... Let's go ahead and do these two. Alright, with those factions. I pull up the Rumble chat. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 2 or Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the right side as the red Malians, we have not Favi. On the left side as the blue Chinese, we have Fantastek. Steak. I have no idea how to actually properly pronounce that. Gathering up the sheepies, not big surprise. Of course, got the Imperial Official being bureaucratic, observing everything. Automatic tax collection stops him. Or collect accumulated tax gold. Bureaucrats. Never trust bureaucrats. Fast forward a little bit more. Monster Quarry. Let's see, that is a unique unit. Economic landmark. Looks like the mining pit here. Let's see what's anything special about it. Of course, it has those flags. And let's just get a small generation of gold or stone of your choice. Not bad. This one's now going for a Vatican of the Sun. which looks like gets some more Imperial officials, its own build queue. Very nice. As well as Imperial examinations, increases the maximum gold carried by Imperial officials by 40 to 80. Not bad. I do see some units being pulled out by red. We do have some warrior scouts being pulled out by red now. He may have stole some sheep there. The Barbican of the Sun is a defensive landmark here. On the Imperial Academy is, of course, a not necessarily like a unique landmark, but let's just say he has 2 landmarks right now at age 2. It's like a unique building they can pull out. Age 2 economic. Age 2 defensive landmark. Wait. I must be going crazy. Don't worry about it, I must be rambling. Warrior Scouts now advancing forward, trying to engage these villagers. The town center is now trying to defend himself. Does, of course, fire some cannon shots there. Or really large gunshots, one or two. Let's get some good damage there onto these Warrior Scouts. The Warrior Scouts, of course, they're all numbered. Got 7 Warrior Scouts on the field, getting some decent damage in. Blue does have more villagers out in the field as well. We do have now these Warrior Scouts advancing forward, trying to get some good damage on to these villagers. Good damage there. You have some Zing Nu being pulled out, light infantry unit. They, of course, have high rate of fire. They do have a burst attack, repeater crossbow. I wonder if that does like 4 times 3, or it's like Age of Empires 2, or it's like the extra arrows just do like 1 or 2 damage at most. By the way, they do have some repeater crossbows. It looks like Red's being a little passive now with his Warrior Scouts. We have a good number of these mining pits going down as well. Getting some extra gold income early on passively. Never hurts to get out some more housing as well. He's going to make his way forward now, trying to deal with these villagers. Do find some slices there. Does get inside that village there for defense. Won't be able to fight from it, but at least able to protect himself. Ooh, that's a lot of arrows. Just found the pin cushion. Is that how the Chinese developed acupuncture? Was it Chinese or Japanese that developed acupuncture originally? Scouts are making their way back, trying to avoid these Zeng Nu, not the Chuko Nu. That's probably a later name for the upgraded archers. Zuj Nu, however you pronounce it. We got the crossbowmen advancing forward. He does have a very, very large number of them. You have, however, a very, very large number of Warrior Scouts here. Warrior Scouts, of course, they can close distance on range units. It does have a... Let's see... It does have a bow. I think that's meant for, just simply meant for wildlife, not for combat. Going for a battering ram there, very nice. While the Zeng Nu, I think just does damage, no advance damage, and has no armor either. Cannon has been pulled out, which could draw some fire for him. Or make his way towards the mining encampment now. He may want to break down one of these initial not walls, houses there, so he can get into the mining pit now. Getting some great damage onto those Zinchnu. They do have a bit of a long reload time, but picking out some of these warrior scouts now. We got some Sofa's heavy melee cavalry, which are dead before I can take a really good look at them. Very dead right there. We do have the javelin throwers. They are, of course, a anti-range unit, so they specialize in dealing with other range units. They do also have decent melee range armor. In fact, 4 range armor, which means they only take 1 damage per bolt. The Chukos whose high rate of burst fire capability is now detrimental when fighting against these specialists that specialize against them. Since they only do 4 damage per bolt, these guys have 4 range armor. They'll do 1 damage times 3, which is simply no way to deal with javelin thrower, who also does plus double damage versus range attacks, rangers. Okay, no, this is for 50% damage to the range attacks. Well, this battering business would work against these housing. By the way, so these javelins would do 12 damage per throw as opposed to Chukunu's 3. That's very, very different. Now we have Imperial Palace here. Imperial spies reveal the location of enemy workers for 10 seconds. Not bad. That way you can at least get a quick scout in order to know where to strike your opponent. These javelin throwers, of course, a very, very good unit right now. His opponent needs something to engage them, perhaps in melee. You can take on those warrior scouts, no problem. It's just that those javelin throws. Horsemen are not half bad. Also, they don't receive so many javelins. Now you understand the meaning of acupuncture. Why are there so many lumber camps here? More horsemen being picked off right there. He may need to get inside his town center as well. Some of his villagers being picked off. Yep, and now these Zeng Judus are getting focused down. They're not going to do ultra well. You have to find those horsemen and take them out. That's about it. Sofa, heavy melee cavalry. High move speed, cheaper cost, stronger melee. So it's just a cheap, heavy melee cavalry. Cheap, heavy cavalry. They do plus 2 damage versus infantry, and that's basically it. They have some venom Zoo Chews. They do now have 7 damage per bolt, which is very, very important dealing with these javelins. We do have right now 4 range armor still. So these Zoom News do a lot of damage, but they're still countered by the javelin throwers. We do now have some veteran horsemen advancing forward, trying to engage his opponent. We have a defensive landmark here, which would be very effective versus force. He does spot the mill there. The villagers have went away from that region. New Age has been spotted by the Chinese. The Malin's now age 3. We've got some Zinjus as well as these heavy horsemen. Zinjus are trying to, and the heavy horsemen trying to overrun these javelin throwers. Javelin throwers do get a good volley there on the heavy horsemen. And now we do also have some hardened Donzo there, but they do go down as well. Donzo is like a hybrid unit. They can throw javelins periodically. They do also have not a lot of range armor. They do great versus cavalry as well. So they should be very good versus the horsemen. The Zenjnu are very good versus Donjo. Now the heavy horsemen are getting some great damage there onto those cavalry. Why is all the arrows firing at once from the town center? And so far, the Zinjus can counter the Donzos, while the heavy horsemen can counter the javelins. but the javelins can counter the Zen shoes, and the Donzos can counter the heavy horsemen, which is a bit of a... So both players have to be very careful how they engage. It's probably easy enough for the Zen Shinu to engage the Donzo, however you pronounce them, with their range attack first, since it's harder for javelins to engage another ranged unit if they're behind horsemen. Got a big wave of veteran horsemen pushing his way forward. Turning to Song Dynasty, or Dynasty. Hero Spy was just recently used, and now he notices a whole bunch of villagers right here for his horsemen to overrun and impale. Decide to run away with him, not a big surprise. Veteran Donzo trying to gauge these horsemen. Let's see their attack. If I look again, yep, regular attack does extra damage versus cavalry. The javelin thrown does also do extra damage versus cavalry, so they can still at least fight cavalry at range occasionally. Horsemen are going to go ahead and make their way back in, trying to hit these villagers. The Donzo are way over here. And it does get inside. Oh, it does get some does have some Donzo in this region as well, getting some good damage in. And the heavy horsemen just need to fall back potentially. We have some Zen shoes over here, but there are no infantry or villagers for them to harass. Has a good number of heavy horsemen, a lot of veteran Zun shoes, any additional upgrades, still just 7. He does find these Donzos here, and here comes Zun shoes. Getting some good damage there. Looks like they're going to get overran, however. Veteran horsemen are going to try to gauge them while they're trying to gauge these Zen shoes. Got more Zen shoes here, as well as javelin throwers along these side. Zen shoes are getting ripped apart there. Just they couldn't find a good angle. Though he's keeping red in space, which is actually very important. Blue may not be getting great engagements, but he's keeping his opponent there. Storage. Oh crap, I'm running low on storage. Remind me to delete some replays I have uploaded after this game. I'm down to 17 gigs. These forces are making their way forward. We also have some veteran Mustafari, how you pronounce them. I'm trying to actually select them. Mustafari the warriors. They're of course a anti-heavy armor unit, which his opponent hasn't deployed on heavy armor. Denju are still light armor. Do they even have any armor? Yeah, 1-1. These forces are trying to engage him. Over here, we've got horsemen. Fine engagement there on this mining pit. Slowly or quickly going to take it out. Does take out the mining pit there. More of these housing will go on down. The Zen shoes are getting focused down by these javelin troops. The elite Mustafari warriors. Let's see, they specialize, of course, plus 15 versus heavy. So they're, of course, very, very good versus heavy. horsemen do find the Donzos, and they will need to fall back. They can't really engage the Donzo. He did get some good damage over here. Apparently these mining pits, this one's providing 102 gold per minute, while the other one was like providing 140 when it was properly laid out. It does find these infantry units, so these forces should be able to rip apart these Mosofadi, however you pronounce it. Of course, the horsemen can get overwhelmed by them. Apparently, some of them are actually trying to be camouflaged. That foliage there. He does split his force there. He's going to go for the ones heading towards his base. Right now, the military is quite similar. Do have a big engagement over here. Looks like the Javelin thrower is getting overrun by the horseman. He's too busy microing the Mosafadi and losing all of his Javelin troops to these horsemen, which is a great engagement for Blue. Over here, these forces are getting cleaned up as well. Not a whole lot of these guys left. They can do some damage to the villagers, but of course they are not specialized dealing with unarmored villagers. They also have a small palisade gate here and walls. I'm not sure why. That force lets me clean on up. We do got this large force advancing forward. Oh, we got a hive of bees right there, or nest of bees. Does seem to fire there, and receive some repairs. That replaces the Mangonel, getting some great damage there. Not sure what the advantage of it over the Mangonel. We got more hive of bees advancing forward there. We're going to be very, very good at the infantry-focused force of the Malians. And that, of course, does get completely wiped out now. Did lose a couple villagers, but Blue's still ahead on his villager count. Ooh. Sorry for that massive lag spike. Not sure what happened there. So, my apologies. Let's see, the nest of bees. Unique, innovative fire barrages of rockets, damage defensive positions, clumped up enemy troops, good area damage against most targets, slowest movement speed. Does it mean the game or for the Chinese? Let's see, does additional damage per ship, does a burst of 8, so 80 damage potentially, of course a bit of in a radius, and does have 20 ranged armor. Does the Javelin troops do melee or range damage out of curiosity? See, the veteran Donzo is Javelin is considered range, and likely the Javelin troops as well. Yeah, because it classifies range as well. In Age of Empires 2, some units do melee damage at range, like the throwing axeman. No, not the skirmisher though. I don't know why I thought the Javelins could have done melee damage, probably because of a mountain blade. You got a large number of hive bees right there, or nest of bees. And that should be very deadly versus force, but if he fires a volley against the infantry, cavalry first, that'd be not good. 5 hive bees, this could be very deadly. He's rotating around, he gets other force engaging, going the line. This would be a perfect time to set up his hive bees. Goes for the javelin troops and annihilates the javelin troops. Now the nest bees are going to try to go in the mix of all his forces there. And Red is back out of the game, unable to those nested bees, and it got his force wiped out, so he decides to back out of the game. This is Grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Very good game. Now let's go ahead and find another player. Let's see. Guess that name is pretty common. Who would have thunk? That name's probably gonna be pretty common. Really? With this one, that seems like a more veteran player. A lot of 8v8s. Is there any recent 2v2s? No, they're not. Not 8v8s, 4v4s. So let's try this person. That name's pretty common, but this person seemed quite experienced. Here we go. Let's see, 12 minutes. Here we go, 38 minutes. Was that both in Rus? Let's go ahead and view the replay. This must be some sort of clan fight. They both have the Orca. Maybe not clan, but I don't know why I thought that. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side as the pink Rus, we have Altria. Spawning as the purple Rus, we have Dio Favante per Irenaeus. Yeah, let's go with that. Of course, we've got a hunting cabin here to generate a little bit extra gold, and put a lumber camp next to the hunting cabin, so we'll start getting less gold for being next to trees. Over here, do have no early hunting camp, just going for housing. There's a slight difference in build order for both players, and oh, she may be trying to chop down some wood there. Yeah, she's just chopping down the trees to put the hunting camp in the middle of that entire forest. That's what he's doing. How much gold will this provide? Let's take a look how much gold this will provide. We got, looks like a good number of scouts coming forward. They're both trying to just kill off all the wildlife to get their pelts, as well as a bit extra gold. This will provide 48 gold per minute. Not bad. He's doing the same thing over here as well, so getting some 52 gold per minute. That's pretty good. But you can see these scouts are going around just trying to murder all the animals in order to get as many pelts to get their fur trade bonuses. And does spot the camp there, throws some damage there, and it's going to wall off the camp. And destroys the camp. I don't know exactly what's going on, but does defend it poorly. I have no idea what the end result of that was. Now we have the Golden Gate, the landmark for now, as well as an early stable. Let's maybe iron to pull out something. Let's realize something. The Golden Gate's not part of any wall structure, is it? Barracks going on up. We do have some more pink to pull out some various what's it called? Militia. They just have giant axes blades. And looks like he does kill off a boar there, and does try to go for a fortress there, but does get overran by these militia. Let's see if the villagers can escape. He does have a handful of scouts here, but I don't know if he has a whole lot of upgrades for them. That board did give him a little like 75 gold. It may or may not have been worth it, or are quite tough in this game. And right now, 8 of these villagers are sort of running away, not doing much in economically providing any economic output. Trying to go for another town center here. And now these militia are trying to... Will perhaps go down to the town center. Does manage to stab a sheep there, giving some a little bit extra gold there. Might as well. Get another fur. I think all the do have some boar here. All these deer up here has been killed off. And just going to lay down a hunting camp there to get some extra gold now. All these deer has been slain as well. Could go and start building these hunting camps just to collect that carcasses for gold. He's also going for a wooden fortress. Personally, I would say that's such a good spot for hunting camp, and I probably would not even touch that wood deposit there, but there's actually not a whole lot of wood on this map, is there? There's a lot of light wood for camouflage. These densely packed patches of wood is great for the Rus. It's just almost perfect for laying down a hunting cabin inside of that to get some good gold generation. Do have a wooden fortress here. He didn't queue up, do a queue move. Now he starts cleaning up, collecting some of these carcasses. Very nice. And notice, well, he's moving around these villagers in groups of 8, because that's how many villagers you can put inside a wooden fortress. Yeah, I need to, bring up the Rumble chat there so I can really see stuff that pops up. Looks like pink has gone for age 3. Purple has not yet gotten his next landmark being built. Of course, let's have an extra town center here. It looks like Pink has gone for the, okay, defensive Kremlin and the Abbey of the Trinity. So now he's able to pull out some warrior monks. Got these carcasses being collected up now. And over here looks like a militia will see some arrow fire from town center and does go down to the town center. We now have some warrior monks deployed on out. He may be eyeing to either go for the holy sites or for the relics. Probably both. Go for the relics first, then go for the sacred sites. Scouts, of course, scouting around. Let's go and fast forward a little bit. It's a little bit quiet for the moment. Do have 3 scouts for purple right there. Still got some militia running around for pink. And pink has claimed a relic now. Over here, the militia does find the scouts there. 1 militia does go down, and 1 scout does go down. Another warrior monk advancing forward. He knows about this relic. They had scouts everywhere. I hear multiple relics being picked up. And I think they're all from pink since he does have the warrior monks out. I don't see any. Well, purple only has 2 scouts as a military at the moment. And looks like some of these horse archers did receive some fire there. Yeah, of course, the unique to Rus. What as well? Never mind. Just thinking about something. Wait, these shouldn't be a unique unit of Rus. I suppose Rus, not every civilization can get horse archers. Horse archer seems like such a generic name. I think that Magadai as a unique unit, but I guess not many civilizations actually can deploy out horse archers. Can the horse archers move and shoot? Honestly, can't remember. They only have 12 damage, so they're basic, no armor. And now we do have some sacred sites being captured up. He does have, looks like 3 warrior monks, 2 more on the build queue. Pink does have a couple knights in this army as well. And right now, purple has 1 knight. Both sides now starting to wall up. Quite a bit of walls there. Looks like we do have, looks like all 5 relics collected by pink. That is going to be a massive amount of gold income, isn't it? Another sacred site there. That, of course, will get him some extra gold. And these forces can be healed with a warrior monk, so he has a nice and mobile, self-healing force. Of course, we got these palisade walls up. The Rus can build more advanced wooden structures. And going for another sacred site, and we got this monk going for the sacred site as well. Ink is going to apply some pressure to his opponent, though it's pretty easy to stop the sacred site capture. Sacred site victory. Now we do have also more of pressure being applied to his opponent. Let's get inside the town center as well, firing a big volleys of arrows. Does take out a horse archer there. Got purples and knights now in the mix over here. It does take out both of those horse archers. Another sacred site has been claimed, and now all sacred sites have been claimed. Knights do get a good alpha strike onto that. I think that was a scout. And looks like pink is going for some sort of monastery upgrade. Let's see. Increases the duration of Saint's Blessing by 10 seconds. Not bad. Because the Saint's Blessing gives your units, warrior monks can apply a aura buff to your nearby units if they just simply attack an enemy and it will hit onto them. The French maybe will get some heavy cavalry, but the Rus can deploy out some holy cavalry. Guess they can pull out the cavalry, I suppose, cavalry. Ah, that's going to be a horrible joke. We also have some veteran archers being pulled on out. Do we see any more horse archers from his opponent? Crossbowmen instead, actually. He does have 7 warrior monks? That's quite a bit. Purple's eyeing for a counterattack. He should be able to capture the secret site, no problem. Purple's also going for, looks like a warrior's fortitude, increase the health of Roost cavalry by 30. Now, his opponent has revealed himself. These crossbowmen are a good counter to the heavy cav, because the crossbowmen do extra damage versus heavy armor. Warrior monks. Let's see, do they do any special damage? Nope, they do not. They're just a strong monk. A monk that can actually fight. Good use of that scout there to decapture some points. Are warrior monks, religious cavalry, are they classified as heavy armor? Not sure if they classify heavy armor or not. I think they're classified as light armor. Nice, now decapturing this point, all points will be neutralized. Yeah, let's go and fast forward a little bit. Both sides just amassing force. Purple does have a nice little ambush force here. And these crossbowmen could get overran by these force. This is not good for our Pink. Does get a quick kill there. Good focus fire there, but does not have enough force to focus fire and get single kills. Overall, looks like Pink does manage to get a couple free kills there and backs off in time. Very good. And now the warrior monks can get them healed up, no problem. Here's the sight range of this wooden fortress. Let's go ahead and just fast forward a little bit. Both sides just macroing up. Don't see any warrior monks for purple. We do have a Mangonel deployed out there. That should be very good. And it looks like the wooden fortress, is that a cannon upgrade? No, the wooden fortress is now receiving hits from a counterweight trebuchet. That's what I heard. High armor being built by Pink, so he's going for his tier 4 technology landmark. I can't think of that what it does off the top of my head, but should perhaps get some unique technologies. Cost the siege of nearby siege workshops by 20%, not bad. It's able to get out increase Spring Guard's range by 0.5 tiles. That's not a huge amount. Wandering Town. Increases damage by 50%, that's not bad. Heals 2 health and 1 health every second, not bad. And it looks like that scout does go down. Fine-tuning guns, increases damage of bomb bars by 20%. Gets increased plus, and then bomb bars get plus 50% damage versus infantry, not bad. And siege crew training. Set up and tear down Magnell's trebuchets are near instant. Ooh, that is actually really good. Oh, also did purchase some stuff in the market as well. Highway trebuchets can make its way into these wooden fortress. And actually missed the wooden fortress. No, he's trying to hit the Mangonel there. Spring Gold is going to try to engage the Mangonel. Let's get some good damage there as well. The warrior monks, cavalry monks are bringing the cavalry. And now we've got the archers advancing forward trying to hit these crossbowmen. Scout does go down right there. The warrior monks could take time to heal some of these forces as the wooden fortress now receiving some fire. Let's get a decent hit there. Purple's also going for a containment of walls there, but looks like the villager related to it did go down that side. This wall will go on up. And also we've got some Streltsy, a unique gunpowder unit. Lower cost and hand cannoneer, high damage. I know hand cannoneers have what, a range of damage of 35, if I remember correctly. Let's find some of those Streltsy. Let's see, where are the Streltsy at?
Ожидайте наказа, пищальники.
There they are.
Наказывайте.
Let's see. They do have the same damage. Looks like just cheaper, just a cheap hand cannoneer. They do also have some sort of melee attack, 50 damage. Not sure if that's unique to them. If I remember correctly as well, Streltsys are in Age of Empires 3, like the conscripts, cheap, mass-produced. High armory being deployed out by Purple now. He's getting teched up. He also has a monster here for his own warrior monks. He's about to bring his own cavalry. And now here comes the warrior monks advancing forward, trying to engage the trebuchet. The trebuchet does go down the spring gulls. We got Mangonel going on up. Gets a small damage right there. Here's about the Mangonel. I mentioned the Hive of Bees earlier. First of 3, so 16 damage. So Hive of Bees does actually do a bit more damage. Good damage right there. Got the Knights advancing forward, trying to get some over on those crossbowmen and move off the Streltsy as well. Spring Gulls sort of charging forward, trying to engage the other Spring Gulls. It looks like Purple will overrun Pink's force and will take that out entirely out in the field. And Purple's force is still very, very healthy. He needs some more Mangonels. Oh, he needs a bit more of everything, doesn't he? This horse is quite wounded, but he does have his own warrior monk to heal it up. Not sure where the warrior monk is at the moment. Not right there. He may go around capture those sacred sites. There's one more remaining. Pink is trying to go for some walls of his own. We've got a bit of a medieval age trench warfare going on.
Надолго удержится.
Couple counterweight trebuchets going up, and a couple rocks go on down. Good hits there on the trebuchets. It takes 3 spring gold shots to take out a counterweight trebuchet, though there may be some ways to increase the damage ever so slightly to help them out with that. Counter spring golds do fire some rounds to the house, doing minimal damage, and now the wooden fortress is under fire. Looks like Purple's going to take time and pull out a wooden fortress right there. Got this force advancing forward. Gets some good hits there on some of those horsemen. We got a big wave of militia now advancing forward, trying to defend himself with the militia. Trying to engage his force, draw some fire there. There is, of course, this wooden force there. His infantry forces are advancing forward. Spring Gulls are advancing forward, trying to deal with the siege units. Pink does have a good force, including a large number of Streltsy. He's going to advance forward with his own Streltsy as well. Good number of crossbowmen could be going down. Pink still has a good force here. Streltsys have been facing untouched throughout the entire battle. The militia in the tower right there so far have been doing not a whole lot. Got the villager as well as the militia still advancing forward. Yeah, the militia, let's see, what was it? Okay, instantly summon 2 militia at the capital town center. Militia has 80 seconds. Yep. That does cost 80 food, so we did put quite an investment there onto the militia. The town centers also have that capability as well, I forget. No, they do not. Just the criminal. Looks like those scouts do go down. We do have now a counterweight trebuchet going on up, trying to deal with these wooden fortress, which is being upgraded with a spring guard of his own. Counterweight trebuchet's advancing forward, maybe trying to hit some of the walls. Oh, does take out that fortress there. King spring guards being taken out. Magenta has plenty of spring guards to push them way forward. Got a massive number of Streltsy, who has the increased rate of fire if they stand still for a long time. Does advance forward, getting some great damage on these forces. I think Pink should be able to win out this fight, at least in the ground fight. There's a large number of Streltsy there, but some of Magenta's Streltsys are now getting their rate of attack increased for standing still for so long. But Pink does have a good superior number there. One does take out Whispering Gold, so one remaining. Just boom. Just see the villager goal and not such for more though. We got the wooden fortress going on down. The wooden fortress now down. Both sides have been beaten, bruised, and battered. Magenta, Pink does have too many forces, but it says Magenta has a superior force, probably because all the siege units. Both sides still producing mass number of Streltsy. And Pink has completed this wall segment over there, so he could potentially claim this sacred site of his own. Purple has these sacred sites, but Pink also still has all 5 relics, which is a good gold boom for Pink. He will have sustained gold income from that. If you take a look here, both sides have plenty of gold income at the moment. Pink has a good gold store. Not a lot of food, not a lot of wood. Not a lot of food, plenty of wood, plenty of gold. And also a decent amount of stone. Spring Gold's making the way forward. This Spring Gold gets annihilated. Trusses do take out that horseman there. And Pink's going to take time to capture the sacred site. These sacred sites, remember, do also provide a bit of gold as well, which is good for Magenta. Pink's cavalry is just advancing forward, trying to deal with the siege units. Got more knights coming on in as well. Streltsy's now engaging power there. Got Magnos to support them as well. Engaging great damage there. Of course, do have a keep here to help support out. Upgrade of cannon as well. All of Pink's cavalry does go down. At one time, either player is being a bit defensive, so maybe that's one side to go for a wonder at this point in time. Good damage there. Taking out these Mangonels quite quickly. Or trebuchets, I should say. Bit of everything. Mangonel's still alive. Trebuchets are quite wounded. He does have still spring vaults, getting them all repaired up now. Both sides have a similar number of military. This Magenta has a larger military though. And Pink's counterweight trebuchets coming forward, throwing some rocks into that wooden fortress. Spring Gulls can of course make the way forward and get a good hit in. We got a couple more archeries not being put now. Takes out that wooden fortress there. Cavalry start making their advance. Cavalry making their way forward. We got a whole bunch of Streltsy getting some good hits there onto the horsemen and the warrior monks. The militia now streaming on in, trying to overrun these forces as well. Militia, of course, dirt cheap, but you get what you pay for. Streltsy are now receiving massive amounts of damage there from the Mangonels. Also, half the Streltsy to the Mangonels. That may be game for Pink. Losing all those Streltsy is a massive loss. And Purple's Streltsy is still very, very healthy. They're just even standing still right there. Provide a good award. Anything that advances forward, got some more elite horsemen deployed on out. He could just go straight for knights if because he has plenty of gold. He could spend the gold as well. He can. Lots of spring golds advancing forward. Got these gates now being under siege. Streltsy could just go battle against that wall and start just firing everything that comes near it. Gates going on down. Counterweight trebuchets advancing forward. And now the Palisade Gate is under siege. Palisade Gate does go down. Chelsea is needs some horse shooting the militia, no problem. Now we've got a massive wave of horsemen advancing forward. Elite horsemen are advancing forward, trying to overrun these forces. And maybe we'll get it. There's a lot of horsemen here. It does have some Streltsy to support him as well, but Streltsy gets annihilated by the Mangonels. One Streltsy remains for Pink. And now the horsemen are going to receive hits from the Mangonels as well. The Mangonels are starting to go down to the horsemen, but it's not going well for Pink whatsoever. Losing a Streltsy like that can really, really hurt him. Now Pink's going for a defensive landmark here. I realized something. This hunting camp is still getting 48 gold per minute. Does it not? Okay, and this one does have 9 gold per minute. Never mind. Doesn't look like a lot of trees around it remaining, and it was at pretty high earlier this game. It looked like it didn't change much. But the one that was in the middle of the entire forest, that was at 52, is now down to 9. Wooden Fortress does go down. The Kremlin's now under siege. Magenta has a force of 60, his opponent has a force of 29. Magenta's Pink's going for some research to get some good upgrades. He's trying to queue up a bunch of Streltsy for defense. But these Mangonels will rip apart those Streltsy again. He doesn't have a good wave of horsemen ready, but you need those to overrun those Mangonels before the Streltsy advance forward. But his opponent's starting to pull out some veteran spearmen. Now do you have some militia advancing forward? I think the militia meant there for a scout. The Kremlin does go down. Now got this massive force advancing forward. He's getting funneled in a little bit. Both sides getting funneled, which is good for either side for range units. Mangonels advancing forward, trying to hit these Streltsy there. Massive flank of horsemen. He needs to overrun those Mangonels as soon as possible. Paying all those siege units from as well as Streltsy. Just let's just say there's a lot of targets for them. Warmon's trying to heal up each other, trying to tank it out. Streltsy are still not a large enough number to engage Magenta's force there. The Mangonels here are still quite alive. And Pink's army's getting cleaned up. I think that's the game. Getting more Streltsy in the battlefield. The keep now has a cannon. You have some spring golds here to help engage those Mangonels. Siege Workshop is about ready to go down as well. Spring golds for Magenta as well, so he did not neglect his anti-siege weapons. Anti-siege siege. Oh, those Mangonels got a great hit there on those villagers. Those villagers need a medic. Pink does have 120 villagers. Magenta has 100. We got multiple battery rams going on up. Large wave of horsemen's been collected. Pink does now have 68 military units, which is does outnumber his opponent, who has 58. His opponent does have higher quality, as well as a large wave of battery rams now push this way forward. Of course, it may reveal those horsemen being redeployed. Pink's infrastructure of economic damage hasn't seen a whole lot of economic damage at the moment, so his economy is still quite strong. And these battery rams are going to get overran by all these forces. He now has this very good number of 73 at the moment. Making his way forward, got Streltsy advancing forward as well. Magnos, he's facing down the Streltsy there. Have a sprint formation, still hasn't been able to deal with Magenta's Magnos. Streltsy's are getting still overran. Warrior Monk's advancing forward, getting some good Saints blessings there. And now got these forces advancing forward, reinforcements coming in. Lots of horsemen trying to overrun these forces. Magnos is still firing away, getting some great damage in. Streltsy now have the increased rate of fire, getting some great damage all across these lines. Take them all out, more and more forces advancing forward, does take out their keep. And streaming more and more reinforcements, but now peaks down to 25 units and is streamed in one at a time. The high armory may look like a defensive landmark, but it's not. And now Magenta still has a pretty good firing line of Streltsy right there. And all these knights are getting dead in one at a time. They're not even knights, they're just horsemen. Magenta's force has some reinforcements streaming on in. He can fast heal up some more. He has a great amount of food, black, wood, and gold. More horsemen advancing forward. Sorry about that. Now trying to deal with Streltsy with this horseman. Streltsy just like hitting everything. Apparently the Streltsy also do have a double time ability. Horseman, however, getting ripped apart there. Still got Magenta Streltsy firing away. And more reinforcements. Pink space is seeing quite a bit of infrastructure, but he still has a lot of infrastructure remaining back here. He has plenty of wooden come over as well. He does have this lumberyard supported by a wooden fortress. So he's starting to do some of this production buildings, which is very important. Magenta has a massive force of 61, bonus force of 32. He's trying to regroup some forces. He has not a lot of food remaining. This is his biggest problem right now. Streltsy pushes way forward, gets good damage on in. The Maganos may need to get a volley there. He's taking time for our conversion there. He does not. He's trying to go for mass conversion there. Does not get it either. I think that was like a desperate plea at that point in time. And since he was unable to get those conversions off, he surrenders. Overall, great game by both players. This is Anna Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Part of me wishes those conversions actually went off. That was like, all of a sudden that came up. That could have been very, very good. If it worked. Alright, on to the next player. Let's see now. Let's try this player. Let's see, high view. 41 minutes, that seems pretty good. Get back over. Oh crap, before I actually get started, I mentioned this beforehand, I am running out of hard drive space. Please give me one moment. Delete some of my old replays I've already uploaded. Such as... Holy crap, that's a lot of replays. This says 425 gigs. Yep. So I went from 5 gigs free to now 430 gigs free. So let's go ahead and get started. Sorry about that. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the north right side as the Cyan English, we have Everlast 007. On the bottom left side as the purple Rus, we have Madra Uchiha. Uchiha? Jihi? Uchiha, I think? Looks like he does grab some sheep there. It's also early game. I probably should slow down actually and keep an eye on the Rus, what he's doing. Both players need to go out for a lot of scouts and start killing off all the wildlife, because Purple will get a good get furs and get a lot of gold from it, and blue needs to play the same game to deny that. Yeah, all this deer are dead. Magenta just killed off the wildlife over here, barring the wolf. There's a couple wolves here that blue can claim, but this scout is severely wounded. Does have health regen, however. Do you have the Golden Gate and the Council Hall being built out? Council Hall is the Longbowman landmark. Golden Gate, can't remember what that was off the top of my head. Is find a wolf here. Should be able to kill it off. More wolves being hunted there. Very nice. Going some lumber yards, very nice. Do have a hunting den there, not a most ideal one inside. But do have the Golden Gate being deployed out now. And now the scout is being pursued by Magenta. There's also some trading villages you perhaps get. And Purple's going to chase that scout down to the end of the earth because he wants to make sure it doesn't get any furs. Oh no, that's Magenta's roost. Getting the colors mixed up already. Purple Magenta does have plenty of scouts out. He may be eyeing for something big to hunt, though I don't see any more wildlife on the map, barring a couple boar, but I think all the deer have been killed off. It looks like Magenta will take time, since he has so many scouts, it's going to take time to start stabbing and these villagers. Of course, scouts are not very strong, are they? They have 1 damage. They do plus 10 versus scout and plus 10 versus siege, but their damage versus villagers 1. These villagers can straight up ignore this. And speaking of which, we got this scout trying to stab a lady. Now we got a single spearman here, which will be enough to ward away against these scouts. But now we got some longbowmen here. Longbowmen, of course, are not scouts. They can actually do some damage. Golden Gate. It's a special market. It must have better trade rates. Number of supplies available. Each supply allows for 1 trade, so it generates supply to get 3 trades, I think? Maybe? Not sure. I don't know all the landmarks off the top of my head. I think about actually playing PvP and Age of Empires 4. I think I may enjoy it a little bit. Just that there's so many things I want to do. Stellaris, casting. Just never have time for it. We have another town center down south. These longbowmen are putting some arrows into the landmark now. And that scout will find a bit of the town center fire as well. I saw something. I may have clicked on something. I saw some sort of unique. I'm not sure what I clicked on. Still sort of just whittling away that area. A lot of deer carcasses here as well, so he has plenty of food. Doesn't need to get any farms. Going fast forward since it's basically going nowhere at the moment. Looks like he has built a bit of a wooden wall there, just to make sure these forces don't go around that direction, force them to the town center fire. Scout is severely wounded. We'll slowly regenerate some health there. And we've got these longbowmen still picking away against that Golden Gate. This scout will get some good scouting off. Right now the villager count is quite even, 37 to 37. And Purple does have, of course, some more military being employed out, some archers as well as some knights, looks like, those horsemen. Yep, early knights being employed on out, and does get an alpha strike there onto that side. horseman, scout, and takes it out. And this knight will take out those longbowmen, no problem. Does pull out some palings there, and does avoid the palings.
Сделано будет.
Up north, do have this scout as well.
Сделано, добро есть.
And it looks like purple is going to eye for some counter aggression. Do have 2 archers here, 1 knight. Not a lot of aggression, but some. Blue does have another town center over here as well. It does have a small defense force here of 1 longbowman and a pair of spearmen. Looks like purple is just getting some more and more force here. Early knights. And does go ahead and 1 knight in there. Does get a good alpha strike there and takes out 1 of those villagers. A new age has begun. So both, it looks like Cyan has went to age 3, does get the King's Palace, which is basically another town center. Looks like it's pulling out something, not so sure what's pulling out. See some sort of progress bar there. Just more villagers right there, I'm just looking at the wrong thing. Good damage there. Does take out that knight there. We got another pair of knights in this region. Still just early knights. He's still at age 2. Don't see any wonders being built at the moment for him. Or not wonders, but landmarks. Same difference, really. And looks like does lose an early knight there. We got a handful of archers in the woods, or outside of the woods. Up here, we do looks like have a scout trying to engage these forces, but scout still has 1 damage versus villagers, so he's basically just trying to slap him with his hand. That sword is very, very dull. He should really sharpen that thing. And scout does go down there. And let's go and just fast forward a little bit. So I've got a large wave of farms being put up by the English. English does have pretty good farms.
Good swing around,
And these knights are just sort of patrolling around, maybe trying to find a good engagement on some of these villagers. Over here, we've got a bit of a force here. 1 longbowman, some 4 spearmen, 5 knights. And these are regular knights, not early knights. His opponent will need to get research for both early knights to regular knights. And it looks like Magenta's force will get overwhelmed by these elite knights, and the spearmen are doing good work as well. And can't forget about the single longbowman. Crossbowmen getting picked off as reinforcements are trying to just stream on in and getting annihilated. Over here, we've got the knights now engaging the knights, and Magenta's knights will go and get killed there. Doesn't have any more lances there for an alpha strike, but these villagers will get killed off as well. He needs to get these villagers withdrawn. We do have some more of these knights sort of skirmishing around, getting some good hits on in. Sounds like it does not have any garrison at the moment. Let's just try to get inside of it now. And these knights are going to take time and burn down these farms. Let's get inside the town center as well. The town center is actually seeing some hits, and these knights have plenty of pierce armor. More of these regular Bruce Archer's advancing forward to one knight, not early knight. These knights are going to be falling back away from the knights and horsemen and spearmen of his opponent. These forces are all quite wounded. They will all need to fall back. Crossbow in the mix as well. Crossbow, of course, are anti-heavy, and knights are heavy. The crossbow do get cleaned on up. This force will be slowly loaded away. Getting some good damage there. We do have the... Looks like the knights are engaging the horsemen right there. And does get a kill down that knight. The villagers can go ahead and get out of the town center now. It's safe to come out. For now. That's what the spearmen there. The knights are running away from the spearmen. Got some horsemen in the mix as well. We got spearmen, man-at-arms, and crossbowmen. More crossbowmen and spearmen advancing forward. Magenta's forced now to point out some of his own spearmen to see his opponent's knights. Wow, there's a lot of villagers right there. That will get cleaned up in no time. And that no time is now. That gold mine is now gone. We do have these knights still alive, very wounded. Could get a warrior monk to heal them up. And I got a big wave of force now being gathered up for Cyan. Down south, we got Cyan's horsemen getting picked off. And now we do actually have a couple warrior monks in build field, which is very good. Horsemen being warded away. Over here, we got a bit of engagement there, but the crossbowman and spearman does finish it off. Looks like a bunch of small skirmishes. We got another town set over here with another wooden fortress.
Построено есть. Радость велия есть.
Over here we do have the knight and various forces there. Does find some villagers there, so may need to fall back. Of course, got the town bell being activated. And the knight does go down. And this very other force will likely get overrun. There's just a lot of crossbowmen here. They can do some good work. But there's way too much force here for Cyan. This force are making their way towards the center of the map. Now, we do also have some warrior monks here. I think those horsemen we spotted earlier that were wounded are dead. We got this warrior monk with a relic. He may get spotted there. It may be a good idea to try to go for conversion. Get that warrior monk back on the front line. Go for conversion. Does drop a relic off the monastery. Crossbowmen getting overran by these horsemen. He picked up the relic again. He's going for a conversion. Here comes a conversion. He hasn't focused him down. Oh, he doesn't get it off. I thought he was going to get it. Probably needed a fraction more of a second. Now he needs to get inside this town center. It's about to get overran. The villagers getting hit quite severely. He's gone for defensive walls over here, but not right here. Spearmen getting overran by the man-at-arms. We got these knights going to be overrunning these villagers. It's not looking good for Magenta. Try and go for a keep right here to hold back his opponent. Let's have some stone wooden fortresses around here and there, but of course they're not upgraded to be able to fire out arrows at the moment. Over here, we've got this town sitting now under siege. It's fully garrisoned. These farms are starting to get pillaged, and some of these villagers are getting pillaged as well. Zion has 120 villagers and 40 military. His opponent has 79 villagers and 13 military. Not a lot. Does have a warrior monk. He could try to kill the relic there. He may want, at this point in time, capturing the relic is not a great idea. He needs to use it for convert. If you want to lose, it's more worth to go for a big gamble because the current rate, his current rate is not going to win out. So Cass go for a gamble so he'll get a chance to get back in the game. Because right now his opponent has a massive lead. I see a big wave of reinforcements coming on out. He hasn't employed any forward infrastructure either, which is a boon for purple. Now we've got villagers advancing forward. He's going to his H4 defensive landmark, the Berkshire. Now he needs to get these villagers back over here. He needs to get to his defense force here as well. This force starting to respawn as well, but still he's severely lacking military. Does have a keep back here, so has good amount of defenses here and there. Now it's like purple's gonna go for one of the sacred sites there. This force is slowly being whittled down. This force is being whittled down as well. And now we do have a defensive landmark here. Constantly, that's a shower of arrows, isn't it? And that is providing very good radius there. Not enough to really. Well, that's getting really, really far. Okay, that radius is the town bell. That radius is 14 range. How is it reaching out that far? Jeez. I think that landmark there, that's going to be win. Sorry about that. Got some crossbowmen engaging these men-at-arms. Science force will be cleaned on up there. Science force has a superior military force and villagers. And now it's going to be cleaning that fold on the front line. Could go for a line of towers here. Barracks now under siege from the castle. The castle is now being upgraded with cannon as well. That monk does go down. Stone is completely gone right there. And maybe a good idea just to go for another castle. Villagers being pursued. He's trying to stop these villagers from doing something. I'm not sure what these. Oh, looks like they're trying to. I'm not going for another castle. There's a keep being deployed out right there. And his opponent actually withdrew right there. I don't think he'll get the keep off, though. He's going to get it pretty close. Crossbowmen do hit hard. Yeah, he's not going to get that keep, is he? Oh. Don't think that affects buildings. Apparently that conversion goes off quicker than the warrior monks. Now we've got the castle has the cannon upgrade, able to siege down some structures as well. Man arms getting seeing some good damage there. They're going to try to pillage some stuff, and that's not going to be all too much. Now we do have some magnetos being put out. That'd be a good item right there. More science force streaming up forward. His knight trying to run away. Magenta still is not on tier 4, while Side has been at tier 4 for quite some time. Getting some other research relics kind of every minute, not bad. And better network castle defense, that's very, very powerful. This one right here. Plus, it does have outposts supported out as well. Counterweight Trebuchet now trying to siege down. Looks like the tower right there. Magenta may need to get out of Warrior Monk over here for some mass conversion. Try to get some of these forces on his own, for his own side. He has to go for bold plays at this point in time. That castle is able to siege down against his forces for quite some distance. Getting some good damage on the man-at-arms. Man-at-arms getting ripped apart by this crossbow. He has a good number of crossbowmen. We have now Warrior Monk with the violent field for Magenta. And it looks like that Magnol is going to be brushed down by some of these knights. Those man-at-arms do go down, so have some more man-at-arms over here being picked off by these crossbowmen. It looks like he hasn't done a Q move order on a lot of them. Q moves are fine, but it may cause some overkill if you fire too many bolts on one guy. Some of these forces are getting focused down, cleaned on up. Over here, this force is base forward, trying to get some good hits there onto these trebuchets. The trebuchets are starting to go down as well. And he needs those to engage the castle. Those are not doing anything. Maybe out of resources, no, he's playing resources. Or not really would. The trebuchets do go down. These knights and swordsmen are advancing order man-at-arms. Crossbowmen rotating around, trying to get some more hits there on the man-at-arms. Still got this castle here. Still no forward reinforcements. Just all keeps. I suppose keeps can deploy forward reinforcements. All of his reinforcement buildings are way back here. He has a good number of them, of course. But may need to get a large regroup before going back on in. Maybe get out his own siege to engage some of these structures. Taking out that monastery would deny a lot of gold income as well. He could actually garrison the castle to increase more arrows. We got now a pair of counterweight trebuchets. Counters receiving some fire as well. Counterweight trebuchets setting him up, likely going to hit that Perkshire castle. Perkshire castles receive quite a bit of fire, getting some pairs as well. Science infantry just sort of stringing in one at a time, which is not exactly good. Let's got a single spring goal there hitting these counterweight trebuchets. Need to get those horsemen to overrun that spring goal as soon as possible. Did he get a shot up there? Try to go for a shot up there. These forces trying to overrun the spring goal now. Side doesn't have a good amount of villagers, so now at 146 as opposed to 80. And now we also have some Rebal Twin organ guns being poured on out, which they do 42 damage first attack of 12. Magano being poured on out. Monsters still under fire from the castle. Counterweight trebuchets are having things on up. Over here we do have some various science stuff, including a full castle actually did manage to get built there. And he's stealing his opponent's gold as well. His opponent can deploy out, try a bunch of hunting camps to get some more passive gold generation. More of these crossbowmen are getting picked off there. And it looks like a science bank advances down south as well for some more keeps. Castle cannon upgrades as well. Oh, even stealing more of his opponent's gold as well. He's going aggressive to steal his opponent's resources. Cyan is in a great position, but he's not. But he's still trying to improve his position as well. Simply denying his opponent the gold income he will desperately need is very important. Let's get the castle garrison. Could perhaps go for some upgrades as well. And it looks like Cyan is going to go make his way and make a siege down south. Monasteries are on the fire. Of course, still has 3 relics inside, which is giving Magenta a good gold generation. Cyan or Magenta has to clean up that area. Magenta's finally gotten to this Imperiation. Not sure what monument or that's H3 High Trade House. Went for a lot of trade monuments. Here it is. For Skya Pala Tower. This is the defensive landmark. Seems awfully small, honestly, for a landmark. Cyan's still stealing a whole lot of gold from Magenta. Going ahead and cleaning up a lot of infrastructure and economic abilities there, but he has rebuilt over here. Carrying a bit of gold from these hunting cabins as well. Cyan's now advancing forward from over these forces. He does have a good number of crossbowmen as well as Mangonel's over the line, but he may get overran by all these knights. These are, of course, elite knights. He also got elite man-at-arms, elite spearmen. Yeah, he has all elite upgrades all across the line. Mangonel's getting some good damage there. But looks like Mangonel is going to be receiving a lot of fire, and the Mangonel does go down, just leaving the spring guards. Cyan's force will be cleaned on up. He has a very, very large number of villagers, so it's actually preventing him from actually getting out more military, which could be a problem. He could try getting rid of some of his villagers. He has good resources at the moment. And Crossman Duke can find a good value there from the knights, horsemen, and all this other force will be cleaned up. It's also getting rid of all these trees. And now Cyan's advancing forward, does create a breach there. As knights going into the villager line, Magenta cannot be losing his villagers. And now maybe eyeing these trebuchets in the region. Trebuchets are far out of range of that castle, but taking them out is still good nonetheless. Let's clean up that force down there, but now Cyan's going aggressive. He's taking all of his excess villagers and now building a forward castle. A very, very forward castle. And a big wave of outposts. Holy crap, that's a lot of outposts. I wonder if I should actually going to try upgrading them all. Looks like Mage is going to get inside of this keep right now. Going for a cannon replacement as well. He's going to draw this force over there. Unable to complete those placements there. We've got Cyan still over here doing a lot of various damage there. The defensive landmark here getting some good work in. And he's going to take that and capture that sacred site as well. He could perhaps throw a monk over there just to put relic or sacred site victory on his opponent. Got a large number of peeps here, so Cyan's force will see quite a bit of attrition from these peeps. And now I've got a... Is that a bit of BM there? I have no idea why he did that. He will lose the monk. Now we do also have, looks like some Streltsy deployed on now. Streltsy, of course, are a cheap hand cannoneer. They do the same damage. I think they also have a great melee damage. Nice getting slowly whittled down by these veteran spearmen. He doesn't have elite spearmen just yet. Doesn't like he has support. In fact, he has no lumberers at the moment. And that means he will not be able to play on more spearmen to deal with these knights. That is massive. I think, yeah, he's out on 29 villages. This game's over. Yep, this game's pretty much over. I think he is sort of just sticking around longer than he should have. Yeah, this game's just over. He should just... He's still trying to fight, but there's no way he can get back in the game. Yeah, now a lot of his infrastructure's on fire. Yeah, I'm just gonna fast forward the rest of the game. This game's over. Oh, he got a bombard here. They're trying to throw some forces there on that bombard, but it's annihilated. And I think we'll destroy this landmark. We'll get Scion the victory. Though the bombard has seen quite a bit of fire, it is a defensive landmark. The bombard does go down, and now all these forces are going to try to throw some fortress there. And that should net him victory. Yep, that does net him the victory. Either way, this is Andgrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see now. Will I have enough time for one more replay tonight? We do have some games here. 24 seconds. Nope. 48 minutes. Alright, before I get this one replay started, I think I need to use restroom. One moment, please. And I'm back. Sorry about that. So, let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the south side as the Red Roost, we have Firebirds. Spawn on the north side as the Yellow Mongols, we have Scary Terry. And I was trying to find the town center and he hadn't actually deployed it yet, so I got really confused. Of course, we got, it's a good idea for the both players start hunting down all these hunts. You can see here the extra gold for Carcass. The Khan is not successful in denying a lot of those deer right there. The Khan, of course, does 2 damage per range. If you take a look, yep, the deer only has 5 health. I forget how low the health the deer are. And he started killing off all the deer, so to deny his opponent those pelts. If you look over here, got some fishies being collected. Both sides going for some fishes. There is a second site over here, as well as a coastal trading post. Wait, coastal trading post can deploy out units? Early nights. Not accessible? Wait. These are always neutral structure. Am I crazy? Why does this have units if it can't actually deploy them out, right? I must be going crazy. I mean, it's neutral, so you can't deploy them out, right? Or if you have a unit nearby, you can deploy units out from it? I have to be going crazy. Got plenty of sheep collected by the Mongol. You may need to bring them back in order for the sheep to be collected. And let's go and fast forward now. I think a lot of the carcasses have been claimed, or now they're carcasses, a lot of deer carcasses. In fact, it looked like there's some deer there, there's some deer there. This deer has not been claimed, nor has this deer, but it looks like the Khan's going to take time to clear them all off now.
Готово есть.
Just going to fast forward a little bit more. Do have some fishy ships out in the field, or Lloyd fishing boats, which looks are much larger than the fishing ships. Looks like they collected what, 40? And looks like they don't actually need a drop off there as well. Huh, that's sort of interesting. Sheep are being claimed. You can send them back home. And looks like the Rus has gone to H2. He has deployed out the Kremlin. And over here, looks like we do have some early water aggression coming out for the Rus trying to stop the Khan's fishing ships. There's looks like some units inside. There's some more fishing ships. Khan does receive some fire there from the Lloyd attack ships. Looks like they've been upgraded from those fishing ships. We've got the Lloyd fishing ship, Lloyd trade ship, and the Lloyd transport, and now the Lloyd galley, Lloyd attack ship, and the Lloyd demolition ship. He may just need to keep up. He's trying to get these fishing ships to collect fish. Though he's being a bit aggressive with them, he could keep one of them inside the dock for the time being. Not sure what's being deployed out by this upgrade. Oh, it's just it's a war junk right there. Now we do have a war junk. He does have, of course, the healing from the dock as well. Both of them are spring gold ships. And now we do got a demolition raft there, getting a direct hit right there. Needs to make sure he hits this low health ship right there. And he does take out that Lloyd attack ship. We do have some Lloyd galleys going down, just leaving this one Lloyd galley. Attack ships both have gone down. Now the fishing ships can collect some fishies. A lot of naval Christians, that's for sure. War junks falling on back. You may need to get out some more war junks. Yeah, we do see at least one more. And we do have the hardened Khan sort of dodging arrow fire from the Kremlin. And the fishing ships are going down. The war junk has been repaired. The war junk, of course, has, I think, side attack, no frontal attack, unlike the Lloyd galley.
Сие мне нравится.
They have some more Lloyd fishing boats being floated out. The Lloyd fishing boats can always be upgraded. Lloyd transport, trade ship, or galley, attack ship, everything. It's a universal ship. Over here, the Khan could go around get some harassment. The Khan has 3 attacks. It's not exactly great. We got some housing going on down or up. If you take a look at both players' village account, got 34 to 36. We do have a good amount of income. Red has a very large military. I wonder if it recognizes all of these Lloyd and fishing ships as part of the military. Oh, we're seeing a bit of lag spikes there. Sorry for the bad frame rate. It doesn't like the sea. I may need to look at my graphics settings involving water, because right here I'm getting yep, I'm getting around 25 frames per second. Over here I'm getting a nice 48. Not exactly full 60 FPS, but still quite viewable. Militia has been pulled out, trying to stab the Great Khan, or Hardened Khan. Getting some damage there. The militia do have timed life as well. It looks like I got a line of pastures coming out. Get some more sheep. Because after all, the Khans get sheep, not farms. And actually going to take time to stab the boar. Might as well stab the boar with its remaining timed life. Khans advancing forward. Does find some archers here. And ooh! There had been some demolition ships there. That is a lot of ships went down. I think those are all Loidas. Does get some shots there. We do, of course, have a attack ship and a galley ship here. Fishing ship does go down for yellow. And I think his war junk will go down. We have another demolition raft. And does not save his war galley in time. Got some Loida demolition ships here. And I think yellow's completely knocked out of the navy. I wonder, is there any stone bonus? No, there's probably no stone bonuses for the navy. It's just straight up all. Look, it's there is an upgrade for sinking ships to get some resources. That's a lot of Loidas. In fact, if Yellow builds no more ships, his opponent's going to waste a lot of resources to get out in this very, very large navy. And the navy does still cost population room, too, in fact. So he may be forced to delete it. If Yellow just goes for no more navy, that would be great for him. Got a bit of a force here, all militia. But you got a handful of horsemen, light cavalry put out by the Khans now. Oh, demolition ships. I don't know if they're doing some good damage to the docks. Now it's on fire. And does find the boar right there, so he's going to take time to stab that boar to death with all these militia. Down south, we got now the horsemen do find the archers there. Engaging archers and melee is always good. The horsemen, of course, do extra damage versus range, so they're actually a very good deal with those archers. It'll all be pushed out off the sea entirely soon. Do have some militia advancing forward. They do have 6+6 damage versus cavalry. And every time he forces a spawn of militia, it does cost 40 food to get out to those militia members, so he did spend 80 food right there. So even forcing to spend his resources in militia is actually a benefit for his opponent, because that's just straight up economic damage. Step redoubt being pointed out. Do not doubt this redoubt. Economic landmark. I thought redoubts are fortresses. Oh! Are these these stockyards have an upgrade of arrows, so now that will prevent his opponent from going too far in. He's going for more demolition ships. He's going to try to deal with these docks of demolition ships, but they're receiving a lot of fire there. Next volley, and in fact, takes out one of the dockyard demolition ships before it gets close, and the other one's not doing anything as well. Now do have Castle Age for the Mongols. The Rus are still at tier H2. The Rus are going to make the way to his stockyard as well, try and get repaired up. And that was not enough to take it out. There's still one more demolition ship. Finds the villagers villagers as well. So you will take time to clean up these dockyards, but did spend quite a bit of resources to take them out. There's a fishing ship there as well. Fishing ship will go down. Gonna fast forward a little bit since the main aggression is now down. Do got a couple more horsemen advancing forward. We'll find some early knights.
Ищу ворога. Пролью кровь.
And does go ahead and go around through the far sides of the map. Does spot the deer down there, so he did hunt them all. Now these horsemen may just need to fall back. One horseman does go down. You got another dockyard still here. And a couple of fishing ships. This dock must be still one that's upgraded for a range attack as well. Early Knights advance forward, we'll find a handful of these Lancers. He does use one of the arrows right there. I'm not sure which arrow he used. But right now the scout is, or the veteran con is trying to avoid. The scout is trying to pursue that veteran con. I'm not sure the con is considered a scout, but the scout shouldn't do a whole lot of damage to that con, and these archers will be overran by these Lancers. This is Yellow trying to get the captured sacred site there.
Готов, если служите. Исполнено будет.
He does clean up some of these forces. Looks like Yellow does lose his con there. Lance are still moving around, getting some good damage on in. And the warrior monk is trying to stop that shaman from claiming that relic. He will stop that warrior monk, or stop that shaman, and will go and claim himself a relic now. Red's gonna be making his way forward. There's another Ovo right there, however you pronounce it. And let's see. The Rus has 0 stone at the moment. The Mongols do have a bit of stone. He's spending an upgrade onto a spring gold upgrade on a tower of some sort right here. Gonna go for another outpost now. He's getting out some markets now. And we'll spot that trade caravan. And potentially could interrupt some of these villagers as well. Oh, go for a conversion right there. Might as well grab himself a free villager, right? Early Knight's trying to dissuade these forces. Shaman does try to chase after that warrior monk and will be overran, no problem. Handful of lancers in this region. A lot of wounded archers as well. Needs to retarget these forces. It's a good hit there. These lancers need to get back up here and deal with these forces. The villager does go down up here. I think he's trying to pursue that relic there. He's not going to stop him. We've got a very, very large navy by Red. A lot of fishing ships. Gotta make sure not to stare at them too much, because that is just a frame rate. My frame rate just sinks when I look at that water. Just going back to more of economic times. Both sides not going to be highly aggressive, so fast forward a little bit. We got quite a bit of Lancers up here, supported by Khan as well. I think he used a mobility arrow there. We do also got a good number of crossbowmen as well. Yellow's come to eye for a heavy advance now. Good damage there. Khan could use a defense arrow right now or attack speed arrow. One of the two is good. He used one of them. That's defense. Now give his units extra armor, but that arrow has worn off now. Doesn't last very long unless you get some research into it. Or does get quickly cleaned up there. Both players at tier 3 got the sacred site being cleaned up by red now. Very nice. And he may keep these villagers up here, get some wood, and perhaps get out some heavy siege. Plus now with all those Lloydas, he's able to trade with this market quite easily. I need to make sure to reduce the water graphics in Age of Empires 4. Because right now, it's taking my frame rate a little bit too much. My apologies. Not like there's much happening out there either way. Like if I just go over here. Oh yeah, frame rate goes down to 20. Both sides researching upgrades. No wood upgrade or stone upgrades for the cons. He's starting to get out some more trade caravans. If he gets enough trade caravans, he will get additional resources of more than just gold per load. Can't say how much he has at the moment, but I think he's reached like 10 or 15 trade caravans. I think he has more than that. We do have a massive force to make his way forward now. We'll spot the yellows, of course, sacred site there. Outpost is being upgraded, spring gold. Best to cancel it now since you don't want to waste that stone. Does the spring gold upgrade. And now here comes the Lancers, a massive wave of Lancers with crossbows and support. Both sides have crossbows, of course, anti-heavy cast. Do got the horse archers for the Roost as well. Maginot now firing for yellow as well. He's getting out of Maginot, which should be very good. We do got the defense arrow for the Khan. I think yellow should be a win out. I think he has a more superior force at the moment. Red is micro his crossbow to avoid him back. Scout Rush is now receiving a lot of hits as well. And there we go. All Red's forces us to clean on up. Crossbowmen being pursued as well. And yellow will maintain the capture there. It is quite wounded. May need. Hope he has a shaman. Going for a spring gold with his infantry forces. Very nice. His infantry forces can build out spring golds, battering rams, siege towers, traction trebuchets, which I'm not sure. I don't know how to compare them to counterweight trebuchets and Maginel. Red's economy is definitely superior with all those trade caravels. He doesn't need to worry about any sort of land trade out, and he has plenty of navy at the sea as well, but that will consume a lot of population. New ages can begin for both sides. We do now have, let's see, what landmark? We do got the Avity Trinity. We do also have Kremlin here. Here we go, High Armory for advanced siege. Faster deployment siege weapons can be very nice. For we got the Cognic Palace, which is a military landmark. I don't know what it does. It looks like it automatically deploys out Elite Magneti. And over here, let's start transitioning to Elite Magneti, very nice. We also have, looks like a Stepford out here, which does give some economic upgrades. What's the last one here? Deerstone, just a landmark. I'm not sure what that does off the top of my head either. My apologies. No, looks like both sides going to queue up a massive force. We may see one final confrontation. Do got Shaman here getting some much needed healing on all these forces. Very nice. Now I do also got a lot of Magadai in this force, which are the Magadai different? Elite Con, yes. Are these elite Magadai different than regular Magadai? Not exactly sure. We got a massive engagement here. You go, of course, have a handful of Streltsy. They do, the longer they sit there, the more damage they will do. These forces are getting a nice flank, trying to get those spring golds. We want to make sure his Magadai, his own, force does some good work there, but does lose both his siege agents immediately. He still has a spring gold up, but his Mangonel does go down. Trauma getting some much needed healing there. Red's force will be cleaned on up. Let's take a look at the Magadai's upgrades or abilities. And fire while moving, of course. Does have 9 damage with the ability to move fire while moving. That's very, very powerful. Not high damage, but maybe it will get infinite damage if it can't be stopped. Streltsy getting some good damage there on these forces. You got a cannon placement on this outpost as well. And got a big wave of militia for red. He's getting a little bit, this was pointing out that much militia. The Mongols have plenty of resources, plenty of gold, plenty of food, a mass reserve there. This one has a massive reserve of wood, perhaps a bit too much wood. Not much of the other resources, has a small reserve of gold. Streltsy's getting some good damage on end, but now the Khans getting some great hits into the Lancers, closing distance there. Got some more elite horsemen, that's the militia one, not the gold one. Got a good number of spring golds here, but he's fighting against not siege weapons. We got a keep over here trying to secure this region. Got a wave of outposts here. Cannon placement getting some damage on the keep. Outposts receiving some extra fire. And that con goes down, or that Lancer, I should say. Spring Gulls laying siege to the outpost, but of course they only do 1 damage per bolt. Now we've got some Con hand cannoneer. They do 35 damage, but they don't have the melee attack as the Streltsy. Looks like Yellow's just taking back, did some healing reinforcements. He could be a bit more aggressive. Either player could actually start eyeing a Wonder. Red could... A Wonder would probably be pretty easy for Yellow to build. Red has a massive amount of military locked at sea. So going for Wonder would be half bad for Yellow. He has plenty of ground force to keep it protected. Keep still slowing down. We do have a wave of outposts going on up here. Now got some bomb bars instantly destroying these towers. Ooh, Spring Golds find a good hit, however. Oh, the Spring Golds have pretty good range. More range than I remember. Yep, 30 range is pretty good. Bomb bars do have... let's see, don't know the range of it, but something similar. Spring Gulls are picking up those bombards. Bombards are quite expensive. Spring Gulls not so much. Red and Yellow's force now getting away. We got quite a bit of good force here for Yellow. I think it's a great engagement for Yellow. He's even charging some lancers down the Spring Gulls and hand cannoneers. Not hand cannoneers. Bombards. Bombards do in fact go down, getting some good hits there on this various force. Red's force getting ripped apart. Red has some more reinforcements coming forward, but they're not doing all too well. Yellow just has more ground force. Red has too much population locked out at sea. The Elite Force Archers engaging as well. Elite Force Archers are of course different than the Magadai. Gold being collected up by the villagers, but they're slowly being picked apart by these Spring Gulls. We got a wave of battery rams now advancing forward. Sort of curious, let's go back here. Scout, Lancer. As well, so making their way forward. Villagers start throwing their torches at these battery rams trying to interrupt them. Got the massive engagement here. Got a good number of strokes here on defense, getting some good damage on these forces. They're starting to get the rate of fire bonus for not moving around too much. Of course, got the various arrows for these elite crossbowmen looking part of these various knights for the. Now they're just horsemen, they're light cavalry, not heavy cavalry. Keep it starting to go on down. Magadai getting some great damage in. Yellow's forces slowly moving them up. This castle may go down to one more battering ram shot. He's starting to keep it slowly prepared. Slowly going down, trying to go for another battering ram there. And to keep those go down, the battering rams are, of course, going to be sacrificed. A lot of these guys retreat back forward. Elite Magadai advancing forward. He's some damage there, but they're all, of course, falling back. There's a mix of Magadai and Horse Archers there, wasn't there? Elite Horse Archers. They can't fire or move in like the Magadai. I get a bit curious. I thought the Magadai could be built here. Yep, they can. Where are the Horse Archers coming from? If the archer range deploys out, was a Magadai. So where are the elite horse Archers coming in from for the Con player? Am I going a bit crazy? Plus, he doesn't have the upgrades on the Magadais either. These outposts will be cleaned up. Red, maybe Iron hit this trade caravan. Does have a good number of elite horse archers here. We do have the Yam increased speed. Elite Lancers pushing the way forward as well. Does have a very, very good force here. Am I going crazy? How is there horse archers not Magadais there? There must be something I'm missing. Nice receiving some fire. They got a good number of Streltsy here, firing away. Streltsy just do damage against everything. Now we've got these Maganels coming forward. Magadais are very effective versus Streltsy. Streltsy don't want to move, and the Maganels are specialized against stuff that doesn't want to move around. Good damage there. All those Streltsy are severely wounded, but the Spring Gulls were successful in taking out those Maganels. There's a large number of horsemen in this region. Horsemen are very, very resilient. And slowly picking apart these lancers. There's a Palace Guard getting ripped apart as well. We have more of these elite crossbowmen pushing way forward, as well as more elite lancers. And now the trade caravans can hit, and that's a significant amount of economy for the Mongols. Their Silk Road advantage just gives them some extra resources. Got some reinforcing elite horse archers now. Here comes the Mangonel. If it gets one shot off, it's going to do massive damage. Does get a number of kills there. Spring Gold's need to push on forward. Spring Gold's fired. Mangonel's down to one shot health. And does go down there. Crossbowman, Horse Archers gain some good damage on these horses. About the Lancers now advancing forward, get some good hits. Lancers turning forward, trying to deal with these Spring Golds, and they are successful. Now these traders are getting hit as well. He's losing a large number of traders, but he sells enough for this Silk Road. Okay, we got the crossbowman does clean up those forces. He passes intercept any reinforcements there. Got some forces being cleaned up over here. There's a big red circle. There's a more Crusaders combat going on. And Red's armor does get cleaned up. Yellow does have a very, very good military right now, 73 to 33. He's starting to tie the game around a little bit. He was on the back end for a moment. Spring Golds does get a volley right there. And Lancer's now charging forward, trying to get some good damage on in. Crossbowman here to support as well. He's going straight for the Spring Golds. They do have the rate of fire bonus now, but they are getting ripped apart. Crossbowman getting some great damage there on these various knights. Crossbowman, of course, are effective versus heavy units. Relatively, of course, light units, and do have more and more of these knights advancing forward. But they will get gunned down by these crossbowmen. Some more elite Magonite being deployed on out. Spring Golds advancing forward, trying to get some good hits in. And Yellow still has a very, very good number of crossbowmen, and even getting out some Bone Cannon Cannoneers deployed on out. Knights are advancing forward, trying to get some good angles. There's a very large number of Spring Golds. They're doing a good job finishing off one unit at a time, but they're just inefficient at that. But they're getting some good work down nonetheless. Yellow's streaming more and more reinforcements. So far, it's been a bit of a dog pile here. Lancers need to go around the flank and start hitting these Spring Golds. Right now, those Spring Golds are actually doing some decent work. Here comes the Lancers trying to flank down those Spring Golds. There's a lot of forest here, making it hard for mobility and movement. And his opponents bring some more elite horsemen to reinforce. Horsemen do extra damage versus the archers, but they don't do any bonus damage versus the cavalry. Spring Golds, we're seeing some hits there. Some of them do go down, but they are getting picked on off. The Mongols have a massive reserve of all resources barring stone. He's out of stone. He does have another stone pile here he can get, but I think it's hard for him to claim it. He should have gone for the other landmark to get past the stone generation. His own Spring Golds now seeing some fire. We have these elite spearmen advancing forward. You can see a lot of fire there. Spearmen to reactivate their spear brace there. And the Strokes start firing away against these elite spearmen. One more reinforcement coming forward. Some of these Spring Golds going down for Yellow. It's a bit of a tug of war. Red has a good amount of force here. Yellow needs to get back here, start combining some reinforcements. We've got Mangonel here. It's going to be very effective with these Strokes. And does make himself known a little bit too early. Spring Golds, however, getting overran, which is actually pretty good. There, Red's villagers, a massive wave of villagers coming forward. Red does have a pretty good stockpile of resources as well. Both sides. Ooh, Yellow just spent a lot of almost all of his resources right now. Good chunk of it has been expended, and right now he's losing too much forces, streaming one at a time, which is not very good. And denying the stone is actually very important. Yell's advancing forward, trying to go take out the spring golds. He does have the Magno. It has received one spring gold shot there. It does receive a second spring gold shot there. The spring gold does go down. The Magnel's still going. He needs to hit these Streltsy. The Streltsy are receiving quite a bit of fire from the Magnel, but Magnel does go down to the Knights. More Lance being pulling out. The Streltsies are still firing away. We got another keep in pulling out, trying to keep the front line going. Streltsy not getting overran by these forces, but they have their rate of fire bonuses, so do a lot of damage. Streltsy have been overran, but he's not taking out the keep at the moment. He can pull out some counterweight trebuchets or traction trebuchets with his forces. Needs a bit more population room, however. Still has a good number of caravans, but they have been hit quite severely. Sacred Site not being decaptured. If Red gets that point fully captured, he can start a wonder victory. If he's having trouble pushing to Yellow's base the entire time, he could sabotage the front line here and go for a site victory that maybe one needs to do at this moment in time. Yellow's advancing forward, got a large number of battle rams to engage the keep. There was a lot of villagers inside the keep as well, increases rate of fire, very good. Cannon placement's not fully filled. Yellow has a pretty good force here, so does the Horseman elite force. We've got some candy here to support his lancers. Horseman getting disintegrated. We got a big wave of trebuchet or banner rams hitting this castle now. Castle is on fire now. The villager's not backing on up. I thought I heard a villager or a monk ritual, not ritual, perversion. But I don't think there was. Lancers falling on back. They're starting to make their way forward once again. Big wave of battering rams making their way forward. We've got a lot of spring golds here. Getting some good damage there onto those battering rams. Battering rams are a bit more resilient. And this will of course allow the other heavy cavalry advance forward. We got hand cannoneers advancing forward, as well as some spearmen. And some warrior monks for Yellow. Okay, how is he getting some of these forces? He must have done something to convert some forces. Hand cannoneers, a lot of these elite lancers are getting hit quite severely. Keep now receiving quite a bit of fire from these battering rams. And Yellow's going back up with some forces while the battering rams take a bit more abuse against his forces reorganize. Now got all of these militia advancing forward. He does lose the keep now. Some mills are going down. Got these elite horsemen trying to engage the lancers. Lancers do not any additional damage versus cavalry. And Yellow's going to take time to regroup his army. Okay, I sort of wonder, how is he getting some of these Rus units? Am I going crazy? Sometimes I need to learn some more mechanics. Oh, that's a population cap reached over and over and over again. They're trying to get some more heals there. We've got some hand cannoneers. A lot of horsemen here. Hand cannoneers do some good damage. Spearmen in the mix as well. I don't think the Red's horses will stay for too long. They're not a heavy unit, they're a light unit. And as of right now, while Yellow doesn't have any direct counters to heavy or light, they're all just straight up damage. And the heavy units will of course last a little bit longer. Now just going to try to get the spring gulls, taking them out. When the spring gulls do go down to those lancers, his force will be cleaning up Red's force as well. More and more red horsemen are advancing forward, trying to slow down his opponent, but these elite spearmen will do a lot of good work. Red's army is starting to slowly be cleaned on up, breaking down some of his fortified palisade gate now. Fort Palisade gate does go down now. It does make a breach. It does have to put out some battery rams there. This reinforcement will slowly stream on in, but this is not a great number. Red doesn't have a whole lot of army on the field as well. Red has plenty of resources to throw in. Wood and food, so we throw in some more reserve units. And of course, it does have access to gold through these trade. Not sure how much gold he has. Looks like 26. He's getting a mix of wood and gold there, and Red's backed out of the game now. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Though, as I mentioned beforehand, that's going to be my last replay for tonight. So everyone, have a good evening, and enjoy, and get some good rest.